live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
69 overcast skies at 10 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Cars are lining up outside Acrisure Stadium for the Pittsburgh Public Schools Back to School event. News Radio KDK's David Bollerado is there.
Partnering with Odyssey, the Steelers, Pirates, Penguins, and others, the event features free backpacks loaded with back-to-school supplies. And inside the Great Hall, Lamar Blackwell, Chief of Staff for the Pittsburgh Public Schools, says...
Right now inside the Great Hall, there are bouncy houses. There are students who are getting a chance to get their haircuts and, getting hairdos and getting manicures. There are students who are having access to back-to-school books and things of that nature. They're getting a chance to just enjoy themselves as they prepare to go back to school for this school year.
And right now, Steely McBean and the Pirate Parrot are entertaining cars driving through the supply line. On the North Shore, David Bollerado, News Radio KDKA.
President Volodymyr Zelensky meets with President Donald Trump today to discuss ending the war in Ukraine. In a post on X, Zelensky said, "We all share a strong desire to end the war quickly." Zelensky is also bringing a group of European leaders to the meeting. On Face the Nation, Secretary of State Marco Rubio said Friday's summit with Russia's Vladimir Putin created an opportunity for a peace deal.
Ultimately, there are things that were discussed as part of this meeting that are potentials for breakthroughs, that are potentials for progress. We'll be discussing that more in depth tomorrow with our European allies, with the Ukrainians that are coming over. We'll be discussing all of these things because ultimately we do need to find areas where we're making progress and try to begin to, narrow the gap between the two sides.
In a social media post, President Trump said Zelensky will have to give up demands for the return of Crimea and becoming a NATO member. Shaler area schools are postponing the start of classes until Wednesday. It was supposed to happen tomorrow, but a letter from the superintendent said the police department was alerted this morning of a threat referencing Shaler schools. Now a warrant is out for the arrest of the person accused of making that threat. 28-year-old Daniel White is facing terroristic threat charges. Out of abundance of caution, orientation for students in kindergarten and grades 4, 7, and 9 has been postponed to tomorrow. And again, the first day of school for the entire Shaler Schools District is now Wednesday. State Treasurer Stacey Garrity is starting her campaign for governor today, challenging incumbent Josh Shapiro in 2026. In an interview with Fox News Digital, the Republican said she's doing that because Shapiro has, in her words, failed the state on critical issues, including energy production, education, and job creation. A 21-year-old Carnegie man is dead after a shooting last night in Washington County. It happened around 11:15 p.m. at a house in the 20 block of Walnut Street in Ellsworth Borough. The coroner's office says Elijah Johnson was shot inside a friend's home. Troopers from the Washington barracks are leading that investigation. On Wall Street at this hour, the Dow is down 58 points at 44,886. The NASDAQ down 22 points now, and the S&P is down 4. In KDKA Sports, the Pirates host the Toronto Blue Jays tonight at 6:40. Paul Skeen starts for the Bucks. The news is brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick. For your home's windows, siding, doors, and bath, trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:03. 69 and overcast in Pittsburgh now. AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
It's time to call Vitone's Music Store in Greensburg with large selection of pianos on sale. 724-837-0877.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. No application fee if you apply by September 3rd. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time. The next time you're out to dinner with friends, you can order the shrimp cocktail for the table. And maybe you'll realize it only comes with 4 shrimp after you've already given away 3, but that one shrimp will be so good. And if you switch and save hundreds, you can get shrimp all the time. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shrimp. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
On August 18th through the 21st at approximately 2 to 6 p.m., a portion of the Monongahela Locks and Dam Number 3, LD3, near Elizabeth, PA, will be safely and professionally demolished as part of FAA, S&B USA Construction, and the Army Corps of Engineers' ongoing efforts to decommission the locks and dam. This is the 18th through the 21st of an estimated 33 such events that will occur this summer to remove the entire lock structure. For your safety, please avoid the vicinity of LD3 on the day of the demolition activities. During all controlled demolition activities, expect short-term closures of LD3, State Route 2001, Bunola River Road, and the CSX rail line. Leading up to these scheduled demolitions, LD3 will be closed to all navigation for approximately 3 hours to allow the blast event to occur. Thank you for your attention to this notification.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up, my friend?
All right, Marty, what's up? A couple of accidents on the roster here. One at the P.J. McCardle Roadway intersection with the Liberty Bridge, so watch for that and certainly anticipate some slowdowns coming through the Liberty tunnels because of that. Accident in Marshall Shadeland, that's a section of the city to the north. On Staten Street at Marshall Avenue, also in Bridgeville, final stages of clearing an earlier accident on Dewey Avenue at Station Street there. Parkway East on the outbound ride, one of our heaviest spots right now, backing up at the Bates Street on-ramp all the way out toward the Squirrel Hill tunnels. Inbound, you are sluggish right around Edgewood, Swissvale. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
The rest of today will be humid with intervals of clouds and sun, a thunderstorm or two, any of which can produce downpours and damaging wind gusts, the high 78 to 82. A stray evening thunderstorm, partly to mostly cloudy and muggy overnight, those 67. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you miss this week's Allegheny Health Network Medical Frontiers? Log on to the Allegheny Health Network website to listen to your favorite Medical Frontiers show. Visit ahn.org/Medical Frontiers podcast and look for your favorite Medical Frontiers show.
It's the Big K Big Three.
Brought to you by New Flow Men's Health. The biggest 3 stories of the day on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
A lot going on this morning. You're going to hear extensively for the first time a mother and her daughters involved in a horrific incident at a country concert last week. Actually 9 days ago on the 9th of August, Jason Aldean concert. The video has millions of people reached, and they're all talking about it. We're going to hear from them firsthand. It scared the hell out of me to go to a concert like that where everyone's hammered and there is no security to be found anywhere. It's horrible. Now the cops are involved, attorneys are involved, and it's bizarre. You got to hear this, bottom of the hour. Meantime, Raz mentioned these threats against Shaler, school in Shaler. This is the world we live in today with mental illness so pervasive. So, guy calls Sunday and makes threats to kill students at Shaler schools. Okay? Scares the hell out of people, and why wouldn't he? This is why I love the sheriff's department and county police. Do a hell of a job. So during this morning's roll call, deputies from the sheriff's department heard a bolo. Be on the lookout. Come across the radio for a 28-year-old Daniel White. This has so many different tentacles to it that involve us and what's happening in our culture today. And massive issues. So police filed 3 counts of terroristic threats against White for comments that he made yesterday to kill students. Okay? So the deputies are in roll call. This is why I love the sheriff's department. And they recognize the name. and they recognize that White is supposed to be in mental health court today, which involves so many different issues, right? First of all, mental illness, right, involving thousands of folks who can't get treatment. So this man who threatened to kill students yesterday is doing mental health court today for other charges involving his mental health and instability. Deputies grabbed them, and now they have him in custody. Here's where it gets tricky, folks. And then we got to get to something that happened yesterday in East Liberty, which is heinous. Now what happens to Mr. White? With all due respect to the process, and a hell of a job by the deputies, now what happens to him? Because what we've seen happen is they get kicked. So he obviously has prior issues because he had a hearing scheduled for mental health court this morning. Right? Right. And then he threatens to kill students in Shaler. Right? Right. They snag him today as he's headed into mental health court. Right? Now we have to see what happens. Do they say, he's fine, and he's back out on the streets threatening again? Or do they treat him? It's the massive problem in America today. With the largest mental health facility in Western Pennsylvania being the Allegheny County Jail, and no one to treat people with mental illness in that jail. It's horrible. Meantime, Target, East Liberty, right in that kind of area. This happened yesterday. Listen to this clip. It's scary stuff. Listen.
Broad Street at Center Avenue. A car drove into a crowd of people.
22, copy them. 23, East Hills. East Hills.
3582, copy that.
8 copy. 530, put me on that.
530, copy.
523, is there any detail officer at Target that's right next to Broad Center?
I don't see any detail officer at Target for right now.
Copy. Put me on that.
530, you're on it.
We are code 4 for medics. You also said Pennsylvania Place. 580 base, any unit on there when you have a moment, give me an update, please. 4 individuals were struck by the vehicle. We have 2 complaints of back pain, 1 complaint of knee pain, and the other just general. You can at least get 4 medic units coming for transport. I'm sure they're going to need transport to the hospital.
Awful. Tragic. Frightening. And so this goes down yesterday. My boy, Mike, a scanner, Mike Fisher with the Pittsburgh Scanner, who is my man, sends me this text. Scared the hell out of me. Let me read it. And you're wondering what the hell's going on in the world when you see this. Wow. Broad Street and Center, multiple callers said a driver of a car drove into a crowd of people. Huge PD response incoming. Right now, Zone 5. Several injured. Mike Fisher joins me. It turned out to be something even more bizarre, did it not, Mr. Fisher? Good morning, sir.
Martin, good morning. That was unexpected. Yes, it was intentional. It was quite the reaction that they got from public safety.
They responded in an amazing way. Several people hurt, but this idiot, and I mean that in the nicest way, somehow Mike left his car running, got out of the car, and the car lunged forward without him in the car, right?
Yes.
Right? And so now all these people were injured,
Yes,
and the
yes.
guy literally tells the cops, I didn't know the car was running. And so now what happens, Mike? Now I wonder, don't you think, and shouldn't somebody be looking at criminal charges against this guy?
Marty, the fact of the matter is it left 6 people injured,
Right.
and this guy didn't know. We need to know if this guy was cognizant,
Yep.
was he intoxicated,
Yep.
was he X, Y, and Z, and that needs to be looked into. There has to be some accountability. I know it's a new concept for us in Pittsburgh recently, but accountability matters. Put your car in park.
Put your car in damn park. Could have been horrible, Mike. It's still several folks seriously injured here, so but it could have been a lot worse, but this is scary stuff. Thanks, brother.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Bad. Couple things, and he nailed it. Was the man drunk? Was the man impaired? How could the car, if you get out, end up in drive? Now, with the new cars, with keyless entry, and they're so damn quiet. And if it's an electric, Patrick, you have an electric. Can you get out of an electric and can accelerate without you being in the car?
Well, no. If I get out of my car, it puts it in park automatically.
So this, unless there's some sort of glitch here, this has to be we're just kind of connected. It has to be a gas-powered car.
I would assume. And it sounds like the person didn't put it in park.
And it just went forward.
Yeah.
Now, what happens, too, with some of the cars with the keyless entry, they're so quiet, you get out and you don't know it's running. And this has happened a lot, by the way.
Well, we don't know how old this car is.
That's right.
If it was made in the last couple of years, most of them, you open the driver's side door and it will put the car in park automatically. That can also be turned off.
Which, by the way, Mike Fisher what kind of car does he have? So yours, as soon as you get out, it shuts off. It goes into park. It doesn't shut off.
Yeah, it automatically goes into park.
I don't know about mine. We have several, so I don't know. We have 5 cars. But right now, detectives are trying to determine, is Mike still there? Big man, you still there?
Yeah.
What kind of car do you have?
I have a Model Y.
Oh, so you have an electric too?
Yeah, just like Patrick.
So as soon as you get out, it goes into park. So this could not have happened.
Most likely wasn't mine, put it that way.
Yeah.
The newer cars, they almost all do that, the new electrics. They all have the expanded safety features, but...
Gas too, Mike, do you know?
That depends on the manufacturer, depends on the model.
Yeah, I don't know.
Some do, some don't. Depends how much you want to spend, depends what's there.
All right. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you.
Oh.
We'll get the details. I don't know. We'll find out. But if he got out, left his car in drive, and was impaired, then he needs to be criminally charged. And he's lucky that we don't have 4 dead folks in our hands. Oh, it was a red Kia Soul. It was a red Kia Soul. Thanks, brother. Red Kia Soul. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
All right, Marty, we have reports of an accident. This is as you're traveling between Dormont and Beachview on Saranac Avenue near the intersection with Mackinac Avenue. Crews headed to the scene of that. Earlier accident made for some heavy traffic on Route 28. Right now, you just have the remnants of that. Down by the 31st Street Bridge is where you get in line and have some stop and go over to the ramps for the North Shore and North Side. Parkway West inbound, it can have some stop and go for you on the front side of Green Tree Hill, but no major backing, just heavy traffic there. Parkway East outbound lines up between the Bates Street on-ramp and the Greenfield Bridge overpass. Inbound just slow between Edgewood, Swissvale, and the tunnels. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to the Marty Griffin Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius, or 2 half geniuses, and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
I got these windows in my house that need replaced. And you want to talk about timing? Huh? You got spring here. You got this insanely cool window company, Universal Windows Direct. And this is their home improvement season. What's that mean? Great windows, great product, great service, great pricing. How about this? 50% off your windows right now, half off. You can upgrade your home with beautiful, energy-efficient windows for half the cost. So, what do? 412-545-6003. I'm doing it. And you get no interest and no payments for 12 months, which is spectacular. A whole year. And a free entry door with your window purchase. Universal Windows Direct. 412-545-6003. Universal Windows Direct. Love them.
Hello, this is Lester Botkin, Chief Investment Officer of Botkin Family Wealth Management, where I work with my dad Les and my sister Sarah. It's a big summer for golf here in Pittsburgh, and it was exciting watching the pros at Oakmont. The most exciting round I ever watched in my life, though, was back in 1992 when my dad got to play the opening round at Nevillewood with Jack Nicklaus. There was a gallery of thousands, and I knew Dad was nervous. On number 10, he hit his drive into a sand trap. His next shot landed in another trap beside the green. I was 12 years old, and my heart dropped to my stomach. I remember Dad saying that morning that his number one goal that day was not to make a fool of himself in front of Nicholas and the club membership. I then watched Dad blast it out of the sand right into the hole for a birdie. The crowd roared. Dad finished with a 73 to Nicholas's 72. I was so happy and proud. My dad's always been a guy who stays positive and focused on goals. Those qualities make him a fantastic financial advisor and a role model for me. Find out more about our family-owned firm at botkinfamilywealth.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
2D Mechanical Systems, Pittsburgh's HVAC, plumbing, and electric leaders, is a family business that I truly admire. 2D culture is built on ethics, service, and making a difference in our community. 2D Mechanical Systems, they're the people you want working in your home.
Summer storms can spell disaster for your roof and more. At Home Genius Exteriors, we stop the damage before it starts. Call now during our summer savings event and get 50% off materials for your new roof. Plus, get no interest and no payments till 2027. Call Home Genius Exteriors at 855-UR-GENIUS to schedule your free roof and attic inspection. That's 855, the letter U, the letter R, Genius. Home Genius Exteriors, the genius choice in roofing. See website for details.
I spend just about every night now at UPMC Montefiore with my sister Barb, who is fighting the fight, pancreatic cancer. The greatest nurses, the greatest doctors, the greatest attentive staff I've ever been around. Every single hour, every single staff member dedicated to her fight against the warrior from hell, I call it, pancreatic cancer. UPMC, life-saving, life-changing information.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
We did some checking in the break. And Patrick says that this Kia is supposed to go into park.
I don't know how old this particular model is, but the Kia Soul does have an automatic emergency parking brake that's supposed to engage with the driver doors opened, even if you're in drive. If you open the driver door, it's supposed to put it in park.
So that's what happened yesterday. Target, car plows into a crowd. First thing I thought, Patrick, was one of these, oh, here we go, one of these terrorist events, right?
Yep.
It wasn't that. It was an idiot or some malfunction. They have not charged anyone, so they must not know definitively what happened. But this Kia drove into a crowd, seriously injured a couple people, and injured several others. And the other issue is the threats to this school. A guy who's mentally ill, clearly mentally ill, calls in and says he's going to kill a bunch of students at Shaler. Now, they shut down the school and delayed anything that was supposed to happen there today. And then a very sharp sheriff's deputy heard this bolo, be on the lookout for this suspect. As it turns out, the suspect, Mr. White, had significant mental health issues. It was supposed to appear in court, mental health court today. Deputies got on it, grabbed him and arrested him before he went into mental health court for mental health hearings today, which raises the issue that I have seen and we've discussed on this show for 2 years now. The man on the streets right now in Pittsburgh that's been arrested 260 times with mental illness and has never been treated. The teenager who's breaking all the windows in Fogo de Chao downtown time and time again with mental illness and was never treated. The teenager with mental illness who went out and murdered someone who was never treated. And the largest mental health facility in Allegheny County is the Allegheny County Jail. Time after time after time this happens. Folks are hurt. Folks are murdered. Folks are beaten. Folks are raped. And no one wants to wrap their arms around this gargantuan problem of mental illness in America. This time, we had a guy calling a school, says, I'm going to kill those students. Thank goodness for the sharpness of county deputies who recognized the name and snagged the guy before he hurt anybody. But this is where we're at in America with mental illness. And it's scary as hell. And it's very troublesome. How many people have to die? How many people have to suffer before we decide to take action in this tremendous problem with mental illness? Meantime, when we come back, it's a video I believe Colin broke, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, 10 million people saw it. Major developments in this fight at this country western concert on the Aldine concert was on the 9th of August, where you see on video a man knocking a young girl out cold. Major developments. Police are about to make an arrest. You're going to hear live from the girl involved and her sister and their mother. You don't want to miss this. It's getting very, very heated. Next. Hey, folks, it's Marty. Voss TV and Appliance has a huge selection of big brand names and prices you'll love. Third-generation family business. Rick, Matt, the entire Voss team provides meaningful service that actually serves. They answer phones, show up on time, and truly care about their customers. It's old-school service that matters, and you won't find it anywhere else. Visit Voss's South Hills showroom today. 412-650-VOSS, 412-650-VOSS. Love them. The lowest price is guaranteed.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me. Like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/life. That's ethos.com/life.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
The biggest reason Metropolitan Window Company has been in business since 1978 is our huge list of satisfied customers.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you're getting expertise and attention to detail from a trusted business that puts your needs first.
You're also getting our exclusive Infinity from Marvin 100% fiberglass windows that are built for life.
The most important part of a window is the framing. Fiberglass frames won't lose their dimensional integrity. They're the strongest, longest-lasting window you can buy.
And right now, you can save 30% and get 18-month no-interest financing on every window and door product we offer.
Stop by one of our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
69 and overcast at 10:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. There's an arrest in the threat that prompted Shaler area schools to postpone the start of classes until Wednesday. It was supposed to happen tomorrow, but a letter from the superintendent said the police department was alerted this morning of a threat referencing Shaler schools. 28-year-old Daniel White is in custody now. The Allegheny County Sheriff's Office says a deputy recognized White's name from his involvement with mental health court and knew White was due in the courthouse today. Now, the deputy found White a short time later in the courthouse and took him into custody. He is charged with 3 counts of terroristic threats. Out of an abundance of caution, orientation day for students in kindergarten and grades 4, 7, and 9 has been postponed to tomorrow. Also, the first day of school for all Shaler area schools is now on Wednesday. Cars are lining up outside Acrisure Stadium for the Pittsburgh Public Schools Back to School event today. News Radio KDKA's David Ballarado is there.
It's the 13th year of the Pittsburgh Public Schools Back to School event. Superintendent of Schools Dr. Wayne Walters says it makes a big difference for the students who come for free backpacks, haircuts, books, and more.
The first impressions are lasting, and I know the first day of school is very important for students. They want to look their best, they want to feel their best, and they want to feel prepared and energized and filled with joy for the first day of school.
Partners include the Steelers, Pirates, Penguins, and Odyssey. On the North Shore, David Ballarado, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 52 points at 44,893. The Nasdaq is down 11 points, and the S&P is down about 5. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:31. Our next update at 11. I'm Paul Rasmussen on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDKA.
Hey, are you turning 65 and exploring Medicare options? With over 50 Medicare plans available to you, it can be overwhelming. MediConnect is here to help. They want you to understand your options so you can choose the best plan for yourself. It's Medicare made simple with one call. Connect with MediConnect at no cost. Their top-rated experts are coming to your neighborhood with their New to Medicare seminar. You don't want to miss this. Call 888-818-6334 or visit MediConnectInsurance.com and click on the seminar tab.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi from 93.7 The Fan for the Power of Bowser. Your next adventure starts with the all-new redesigned Hyundai Palisade from Bowser Hyundai. Right now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event at Bowser Hyundai, get away with 0% APR for 60 months, plus no payments for 90 days on a 2025 Palisade. And don't forget, all new Hyundais come with Hyundai Assurance and are backed by America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Tax, title, and fees not included. Dealer doc fee of $477 applies. 36 months, 10,000 miles per year. $29.99 total due at signing. With credit approval and financing through HMFC. Offer ends August 31st.
Oh, that's the power of Bowser. Yeah.
Bowser Hyundai, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
We're all human with the same insecurities, doubting ourselves, thinking we're not worthy or good enough, believing those negative thoughts we think. Stop! Every last one of us is good enough to be the best version of ourselves. This is Dr. Shufo from the Weight Loss and Wellness Center. Come to me, and together we'll change that way of thinking. Excess pounds will come off, you'll feel and look better, and thoughts will become positive. If you want to change, just call me at 1-800-900-THIN.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
All right, Marty, what's up is we do have crews continuing to work with an accident between Dormont and Beachview. It's on Saranac Avenue near the intersection with Mackinac Avenue. Coming in from the South Hills by way of the Parkway West, you have slow traffic at the top of Green Tree Hill. And we also have outbound on the Parkway East, the heavy traffic through the construction zone by the Squirrel Hill Tunnels. That backs you near the Bates Street on-ramp. A reminder, waterline relocation work is getting underway today in Crafton Borough. You'll have a single-lane traffic pattern with a flag crew on Steuben Street at West Crafton Avenue. They're there weekdays 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and again 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. as needed through late December. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Clouds and some intervals of sun and humid for the rest of today with a thunderstorm or two. Any thunderstorm can generate flooding downpours and damaging winds, the high 78 to 82. It'll be warm and sticky tonight. A stray evening thunderstorm, partly to mostly cloudy overnight, those 67. For AccuWeather, I'm Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Mom and daughter sent me this video over the weekend, and there's a lot of changes in this incident that started at the Jason Aldean concert on the 9th of August. Star Lake. And it was ugly. And very rarely does a video scare the hell out of me. I thought this young girl was dead. I just did. Two sisters celebrating a birthday and could have been killed in this ridiculous fight with a bunch of drunks. And it's horrible. Both of them joining me this morning, Eric and Victoria. Hi, ladies. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Victoria, is that you?
Yeah.
How are you holding up?
I'm doing the best I can be.
Tell me about your injuries.
My jaw and my ribs are both busted. I have a very serious concussion.
Man. And how long is it going to take you to recover, young lady?
The doctors told me it would be about 5 weeks.
5 weeks. Did you think at some point that you could have been killed? Because I did. I thought you could have been killed.
Yeah, I did. I didn't think he was going to stop hitting me.
This is a grown man.
Yeah.
Did you get knocked out? Did you get knocked out, Victoria?
Yes, I did.
You did. Is Erica there too?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, young lady. Kind of back up on that night. Tell me about what time it was and how this started.
I believe it was around 11:30 or midnight. It was after the concert was over. We were walking to our car, and that's whenever we were walking past the man who punched me and his group of friends, and he started just yelling at us, harassing us, calling us names, like taunting us to come over to him. And that's whenever he just walked right over to me and he punched me once.
My God. This is a grown man, young lady.
Yes, it is.
And how old are you?
I'm 20.
And Victoria, she's what, 18?
My sister Bella, she's 18, yes.
Yeah, and you're both rather small, right?
Yes, we are.
And do you have any idea how this happened, why this happened?
No, I don't. I have no clue why he did this.
My God. Were you in fear for your life? You thought you could have been killed?
Yes, I was.
Victoria, is it Bella? Is that what you're called, Bella?
Bella is my sister.
I see. Is Bella there?
No, she's not.
I see. So, how many times did he hit you?
I'm not sure. I kind of blacked out. I think it was about 5 times.
My gosh. And was there any security around? Because what startled me about the video is 2 things. I saw no security, and I saw no one trying to help you. What do you remember from that? Go ahead.
There was no security around. Even walking, the whole time walking to the cars, there were multiple fights that we walked past, and there was no security around at all.
How, at any point, did you see any cops, young lady?
No, I didn't.
Not once?
No.
When you woke up, what were you thinking? Were you startled? Were you scared? Were you in pain?
I was in pain. I was scared. And my whole body was just hurting. I didn't even realize like how serious it was until the video was posted on Facebook.
And then the video went viral, and that has been kind of a mixed experience because they used the video to identify this man, did they not?
Yes, they did.
Had you ever met him in your life?
No.
Did you know anything about him?
No.
So this attack was unsolicited. He could have killed you, I thought, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he could have.
Did you feel as if you were safe in that parking lot? Did you feel as if there was anyone there to protect you in any way?
No. No, not at all.
When's the first time you made contact with any police officers?
We had to call them.
Wow. Have they been fair to you in interviewing you and talking about this incident?
We can't really get a hold of them.
Oh, I see. And have they, I've been told that they identified this man. Is that true?
Yes.
I've also been told he's going to be charged. You know when?
Yes. No, I don't know when.
How about the folks on social media? It's kind of unsettling to you as they have turned you into the bad guy here. How are you handling this?
I mean, I'm just staying off of social media.
You have to, right?
Yeah, I have. There's so many random people just messaging me and commenting on it.
I find
commenting on my appearance, like just everything.
Yeah, abusing. You're 18 years old, for God's sakes, right?
20.
20. And making you the bad person in this.
Yeah.
How long are you going to be? Are you in bed? Are you in the hospital? What's the plan for recovery?
Just in bed, just resting.
Unable to work or anything, I would assume.
Yeah, I'm not able to work.
You angry about this? Are you afraid? How are you handling it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm angry.
Why are you angry?
That it was so random. That it was just a random man that did this to me.
I think it's horrible. And
that I didn't do anything to cause this or to provoke him to do it.
how have you responded to the folks online blaming you that you started this, that you were yelling at him, that you aggravated him? How do you respond to that, young lady?
I'm just trying to keep to myself. A bunch of people are mixing up a separate fight where a group of girls were fighting somebody's wife and the husband beat up the girls. They're confusing what happened to me with that fight. So that's mostly what the comments are.
And you were completely innocent of doing anything?
Yeah.
This is dumb, but would you ever expect to nearly get beaten to death at a Jason Aldean concert? Right?
No, not at all.
How did your
I was
mom...
just going to have fun.
You were just going to have fun. How did your mom find out that you were so seriously hurt?
We called her right after.
Did you have to go right to the hospital?
No, it was the next morning. We didn't really... I was mostly in shock, so I didn't really realize how bad the injuries were and how much pain I was in.
I'm kind of shocked, quite frankly, young lady, by the number of fights at these events. It seems as
I am too.
Aren't you? Did you see other fights that night?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Why? Why can't people just go and enjoy themselves?
Yeah. There were fights inside the concert while it was going on, multiple fights in the parking lot before and after.
Has this man tried to reach out to you or any of his family or attorneys? No.
No.
Do you think he should be charged?
Yes, I do.
So do I. And I've talked to your mom extensively. You're also considering legal action, are you not?
Yes.
Because, and I don't want to speak for you, feel as if you deserve some sort of justice, do you not?
Yes, I do.
I agree. How's your sister doing?
She's doing okay.
And she was beaten too?
She was punched also.
Just not as severely. And I'm not trying to diminish what happened, but just not as severely, right?
Yes, it wasn't as severe with her, but she was punched also.
I'm kind of upset by the way our culture is that we're all the men in that massive crowd to come and help a young girl who could have been killed. Where the hell were they to help you?
Yeah, nobody stepped in to try to stop it.
Wow. All right, young lady, thank your mom and your sister. Will do anything we can to help. Are you missing school or work, or what are you missing right now, being off for 6 weeks?
Yeah, I'm missing work.
Where do you work?
I detail cars.
I see. I also understand that people are making threats against you. How the hell could that happen? Why would that happen? What the hell did you do wrong?
Yeah.
Why is that happening?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah.
But they are, right?
Yes, they are.
Wow. Young lady, will do anything to help you. And hang in there. And I'm sorry about what happened. Will you be staying away from those sorts of... Don't you think they need more security?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Tell your mom we said thanks. We appreciate you and we appreciate her.
Thank you.
We'll be talking to you soon.
Thank you.
Patrick and myself, we've been looking at the social media. We'll talk about it when we return. Somehow, the monsters and animals on social media have made that girl who could have been killed the bad guy in this. And I find that kind of disgusting, quite frankly. I'm told there will be arrests this week. I'm told that legal action is being prepared as we speak. Why we want to do this morning. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
All right, Marty, we have an accident in Brookline on Brookline Boulevard at Pioneer Avenue. Watch out for emergency crews headed to the scene there. Also in Carrick, they're pulling up on the scene of a vehicle fire on the boulevard near the intersection with Transverse Avenue. Parkway East on the inbound side, not too tough, just a little slow before the tunnels. It's the outbound that's quite a delay for you. 376 heading eastbound toward the Squirrel Hill tunnels is backing up before the Bates Street on-ramp all the way out to the tunnels. That's a 1.5 miles of delay for you there. Parkway West on the inbound ride is stacking at the top of Green Tree Hill, and 28 southbound is a bit heavy at times between the 31st Street Bridge and the off-ramp for East Ohio Street. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Hey, folks, Marty here. Oh, my, what a great time to get windows. It's so darn hot. Universal Windows Direct. Check this out. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free. No limit. No interest for 5 years. 5 whole years. Super Spacer Technology. Folks, it's a great company. 412-545-6003. Free in-home estimate. I'm telling you, folks, great company, great price, great technology. Universal Windows Direct.
ABC Transit is urgently hiring for CDL and van drivers. Current sign-on bonus for Class B with S&P endorsements is $2,500. Van drivers get a $1,000 sign-on bonus. Complete their CDL program and earn up to $1,000 in additional bonuses. Safety and attendance bonuses available. You must be able to pass all background and clearance checks, must be drug-free. 9 locations in Allegheny, Beaver, and Butler counties. Apply in person. Call 724-831-8500.
So, an older woman in her 80s with cancer, it's a true story, reached out to me a week and a half ago. Poor thing, her roof is collapsing. I mean, literally collapsing. And she has a baby pool in the house to collect water. And NASCO Roofing is going to put a new roof on our house. It's that kind of company, man. It's that kind of service. It's that kind of commitment. NASCO Roofing. Labor. Fantastic. Pricing, fantastic. NASCO Roofing. 412-373-2000. 412-373-2000.
Do you consider someone in our Pittsburgh area a hero? A hero can be your neighbor, a teacher, a church leader, or even your parent. Someone who has done something extraordinary. Once again, KDKA Radio needs your help as we honor 5 local heroes in our community. Nominate your hero for Larry Richards' Hometown Heroes event at kdkaradio.com.
Hey folks, Marty here. When you need work done in your home, the biggest investment in your life, who can you trust to deliver both quality and value? Come on. Call the cousins, Sam, Steve, and Calvin, the 3 cousins of CNS Cousins Construction. Experts, top of your house to decking and siding. Their expert technicians will treat you like family. If you're looking for a total replacement or even a small repair, call the cousins at CNS Cousins Construction. 989 Cousins, a local company you can trust. 989 Cousins, the best.
You're at the pharmacy counter. You plan to head for vacation, but insurance says it's too soon to refill. The copay's higher than last time, again. And now they need a prior authorization, so you wait and wait for something you needed today. At Blueberry Pharmacy, we cut all that out. No insurance games, no delays, just upfront pricing, fast delivery to Pennsylvania, Ohio, West Virginia, and Florida, and real people who actually help, like me. Call or text 412-612-2279 or visit blueberrypharmacy.com and breathe easy again.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. All the time I'm talking about auto accidents, big crashes, big wrecks. Call 1-800-GET-PHIL or 412-281-5005. Look, Phil DeLucente and Associates, they're in Pittsburgh. They give free, that's right, free consultations. Phil and Ken Nolan, his partner, handle auto cases. I've worked with them a lot. So call 1-800-GET-PHIL. Call Ken Nolan and Phil DeLucente now at 1-800-GET-PHIL today. They're the best, folks.
Here's your Jill on Money question of the day.
Grace from California asks, I recently learned that my firm offers a cash balance plan, and I'm eligible. Should I participate? Well, Grace, think of the cash balance plan as another way to save for retirement. It'll look similar to the 401k that you're already using. You'll be able to log in, see the balance, investments, growth, etc. But when retirement time rolls around, you will likely have 2 options. You can roll the balance into a rollover IRA, or you may be able to turn it into a monthly payment that will come directly to you.
Have a question? Go to JillOnMoney.com.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. At Progressive, we offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance, plus a variety of business insurance options to cover your small business needs and more. Visit Progressive.com today.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Go ahead, Ralph.
Hey, Marty, I want to add something to this incident at Star Lake. I used to work for the security company at one time. It was a private company. We had the contract out there. Live Nation, in their infinite wisdom, decided to dissolve it. They didn't want nothing to do with private contractors out there. So ever since then, if you remember back, they were having issues with Jimmy Buffett shows. Yes. They were having all kinds of issues out there ever since they dissolved our contract, or the contract with the company I worked for. And this was before I was in a wheelchair and everything. I used to work security out there.
They use Hanover Township PD. They hire part-time for concert season. And they're the ones pursuing this case. I don't go there. I'm too lazy to sit in traffic for 4 hours. I have no interest in drunks beating the hell out of each other. And the ignorant comments trying to blame it on this girl and her sister is just flat out ignorant by definition. He could have killed her. She has a broken jaw. She has a major concussion. She's out for at least 6 weeks. And the Hanover Township cops, from what I was told, this is Saturday, are planning on arresting the man who assaulted them and prosecuting him. There was also discussion of a civil suit involving the venue. I can't judge the venue because I don't go to the venue, because 4 hours of traffic and drunks and fights is not appealing to me. However, people love it out there. They've had great shows out there, and most folks leave there without getting the hell beat out of them. The video has been seen by 10 million people. You all have your opinions, but none of you are lawyers, and none of you are judges, and none of you are cops, so none of that matters. I'm glad she wasn't killed. A grown man should not be beating a young girl. That's just the way it is. This just in, folks. We would describe this as breaking news. Trevin, do you have that sound, buddy? I just sent.
045 Leamington Avenue. 15 engine came across a body in a vacant lot. 1025. Page 3580, you copy?
28A, I'll be getting out.
Received.
28A.
528 Able.
Very obvious DOA with decomp. You can show me code 4.
That's received. You have 84 on the way up.
So the last part of that transmission says 3 obvious DOA. So they're looking at the possibility of 3 dead bodies. And she said decomposition in the Lincoln-Leamington area of the city. The initial reports of the cops that I know that are headed to the scene indicate that they're not certain. They're not certain there are 3 bodies. They're certain there's at least 1 body. They're not certain whether it was a homicide, but they're looking at the possibility of a overdose with serious decomposition, which would mean the body had been there a while. Would seem to me that someone from the firehouse, right, found this body or those bodies, and police are there right now, Lincoln, Leamington area of the city. Regarding the lot going on this hour, obviously, the arrest of the man threatening to kill kids at a school who's mentally ill. The interview with the young lady who was nearly beaten to death at a Jason Aldean concert, which is horrible. And no cops anywhere. It's very, very troublesome. No security anywhere. Nowhere in this camera view. Nowhere before or after this incident. No cops anywhere. Very, very unsettling. And this just in the last 5 minutes, a report of 1 to 3 bodies. They don't know yet, quite frankly. There's so much decomposition in the Lincoln-Leamington area with homicide detectives headed to that scene right now. It looks like a possible overdose, but they don't know at this time. It's so early on. Someone walked into Engine 15 station there. Someone walked into Engine 15 station there and reported this. 1 to 3 bodies decomposing Lincoln-Leamington. We will stay on top of this for you, folks. Hang in there.
The KDKA Mobile News Fleet is driven by Jim Shorkey Kia, North Huntingdon and Wexford. JimShorkeyKia.com.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
I spend just about every night now at UPMC Montefiore with my sister Barb, who is fighting the fight, pancreatic cancer. The greatest nurses, the greatest doctors, the greatest attentive staff I've ever been around. Every single hour, every single staff member dedicated to her fight against the warrior from hell, I call it, pancreatic cancer. UPMC, life-saving, life-changing information.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. openphone.com/TRY.
Carlos is my man from Greater Pitt Tree Service. I mean, we're good friends. He's done trees in our yard, trees in my neighbors' yards, trees in family members' yards. Why? Best in the business. Best pricing, best labor, best professional service I've ever seen in my life. He's on a job right now, and he does free jobs for World War II veterans. Amazing, amazing man. Greater Pitt Tree Service, 412-884-TREE, 412-884-TREE.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
71, mostly cloudy skies at 11 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. President Donald Trump meets with President Volodymyr Zelensky at the White House today to discuss ending the war in Ukraine. Leaders from Britain, France, Germany, Italy, Finland, the EU, and NATO will also be there. Secretary of State Marco Rubio was a guest Sunday on Face the Nation.
In order for there to be a peace deal, this is just a fact. We may not like it. It may not be pleasant. It may be distasteful. But in order for there to be an end of the war, there are things Russia wants that it cannot get, and there are things Ukraine wants that it's not going to get. Both sides are going to have to give up something in order to get to the table, in order to make this happen.
The possibility of U.S. security guarantees is reportedly on the table following President Trump's summit with Russia's Vladimir Putin on Friday. There's an arrest in the threat that prompted Shaler area schools to postpone the start of classes until Wednesday. 28-year-old Daniel White is in custody. Police paperwork says White threatened to kill 2 people Sunday at Crisis Resolve in Point Breeze and also said, "I am a murderer and I will kill everyone. I will shoot up schools, especially the ones with little white kids at Shaler Elementary." The Allegheny County Sheriff's Office says a deputy recognized White's name from his involvement with mental health court, knew White was due in the courthouse today, and arrested him there a short time later. White is facing 3 counts of terroristic threats. Shaler area classes were supposed to start tomorrow, but a letter from the superintendent said the threat was the reason the first day of classes is now Wednesday. The Allegheny County Health Department is announcing this year's first human case of West Nile virus. The person who tested positive lives in Plum Borough and started experiencing symptoms in mid-July. The health department has added additional surveillance in the Plum area and is investigating. Mosquito spraying is scheduled tonight in 6 neighborhoods. The health department will be spraying in Bloomfield, Garfield, the Hill District, Lawrenceville, Stanton Heights, and Morningside from 8 until 11 p.m. That's after more samples tested positive last week for West Nile virus. Cars are lining up outside Acrisure Stadium for the Pittsburgh Public Schools back-to-school event. Here's News Radio KDKA's David Bolorado.
As many as 4,000 families are expected to drive through the 2 lanes at Acrisure Stadium between now and 1 p.m. They're getting backpacks, school supplies, books, and more, all for free. Inside, haircuts, coats, and shoes. Mercedes Williams is Director of Communication and Stakeholder Engagement for the Pittsburgh Public Schools. She says this is a judgment-free zone.
We're here because we want to see our families, but we want to see our families have a foot ahead for the school year. So whether it's supplies or it's shoes, we have some coats, whether it's books, whether it's reading to get started for the school year, we're saying whatever you need, pull up and we got you.
Partners include News Radio KDKA, 93.7 The Fan, and 107.3 WAMO. On the North Shore, David Bolorado, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is now up 19 points at 44,965. The Nasdaq is down 11, and the S&P is down about 1 point. KDKA Sports, the Pirates are hosting the Toronto Blue Jays tonight at 6:40. Paul Skeens will start for the Bucks. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. Need a new roof or just want to repair a small leak? Trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time 11:03. It's 71 and cloudy in Pittsburgh. AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
It's time to call the Tones Music Store in Greensburg with large selection of pianos on sale. 724-837-0877.
Summer's here, and so is Len Lacina from Lacina Drapery and Blind Factory.
Lacina can immediately refresh your home with custom window treatments. For over 60 years, our family-owned company has handcrafted stunning draperies in our very own factory and offers top-quality blinds, shades, shutters, and more.
Take advantage of Lacina's free shop-at-home service or visit their showrooms in Dormont and Wexford. Remember, Lacina's prices can't be beat. 412-665-4900 or visit LacinaDrapery.com.
Hi, it's Lynn Hayes Freeland. You know, 90th anniversaries are a big deal. That's why AARP is joining forces with Social Security to celebrate its 90th anniversary. So what does that mean to you? Well, there are going to be free events throughout the area where you can win some prizes, learn more about Social Security, and find out what AARP is doing to help you. So how do you get more information? It's real simple. Go to aarp.org/local.
A fire, it can change everything in seconds, but Service Master of Greater Pittsburgh is ready 24/7 to help restore what matters most. From smoke damage to full rebuilds, their experts are trained, trusted, and ready to work with your insurance. Fire damage? Demand the yellow van and get back to normal faster.
Demand the yellow van. Call Service Master.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser, Ellen Gamble. What's up?
All right, thanks, Marty. In Brookline, we continue to have crews working with an earlier accident on Brookline Boulevard at Pioneer Avenue. In Carrick, crews also working with a vehicle fire that's on the boulevard near Transverse Avenue. If you're coming inbound on the Parkway East, the ride's not too tough, just a minor slowdown before the Squirrel Hill tunnels. It's the outbound commute that's pretty heavy at this point. 1.5 miles of delays, actually, backing before the Bates Street on-ramp all the way out to and through the single-lane traffic pattern by the Squirrel Hill tunnels. Crews are there daily, 3 a.m. until about 2 p.m. Parkway West on the inbound side backs right around the Parkway Center Mall on-ramp. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
It'll be humid with changeable skies for the rest of today. A thunderstorm or two. Watch for downpours and gusty winds with any thunderstorm. The high 78 to 82. A leftover thunderstorm in spots this evening. Partly to mostly cloudy, warm and muggy overnight, those 67. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
The 50,000-watt voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Started to call it a Thunderdome. A crime wave that takes over a city to the point where the criminals know they can commit the crimes with impunity. This happened Friday. Listen.
Fortunately today, head to Lululemon 5520 Walnut Street for a repeat shoplifter that just left towards the bus stop is all I have. It's going to be a black female, red long hair, black t-shirt and skirt, and a pink headband. Put out Lululemon call. If the actor left the store, just had the unit of the area and send the report to trace.
Patrick, Lululemon, Walnut Street. Ballpark it for me. How many times? One time it was $3,000 worth of merchandise. This isn't someone taking sweat socks.
No.
Just guesstimate. I say 100. At least it's been robbed.
Oh, at least that many calls? I'd say it's probably higher. And each time it's anywhere from what, like $2,000 to $5,000 worth.
It's unbelievable. And did you hear what she said? Repeat offender. And now I'm told juvenile. So now we have these juveniles with impunity running this town. Jim Klingensmith, decades in law enforcement, true insider. My man, this truly is crime with impunity, is it not, sir?
You nailed it. Repeat offender, repeat offender, repeat offender. That's all we continue to hear. They know the guy by name when he comes in the front door to rob them every day. So this is going on across the board. Southside, downtown, Shady Side, all scattered throughout the city and other places. There's zero repercussion for anything they do, and it's a complete free-for-all. No justice, no enforcement, and this is what you get. Repeat offenders, repeat offenders, repeat offenders.
It's unbelievable that, first of all, that Lululemon puts up with it. It's unbelievable that no one hired a cop in there. It's unbelievable that this is where we're at in our culture, where these kids now know, I'll just go take $3,000 worth of Lululemon stuff and sell it on the street, even though I sell it for 15%, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they don't care. If it's a $100 product and they can get $10 for it, they don't care. Whatever they can move it for on the street, they're going to take the cash for it. They really don't. It's not like they're going to get rich from Lululemon. They're just doing it because they can. It's a crime of opportunity because there's no repercussion. So why not do it? It's a free shopping spree in their mind.
And I got to jump back to what we discussed last week because I got to repeat this along the very lines we're discussing. So the numbers are crazy. Nearly 250 young folks, juveniles in Allegheny County, meet the criteria for secure detention, but were not detained due to a lack of beds. How many beds do they have, Jim? 12? 12?
They have 12 right now. In the past, they had 120 back when I was working. Those were all homicide and rape, every single one of them. So where are all those 120 prior homicide suspects? They're out on the street.
They are. And listen to this, which makes this even more tragic. Of the juveniles with serious offenses who should be in jail, at least 5 have been murdered. So they're supposed to be in custody. They're kids. They go out on the streets, brother, and they get murdered, which is even more tragic, is it not?
Yeah, and that's the ones who are committing the crimes who were released. So what about all the victims out there who became new victims because they let these people out on the street to commit another crime and another crime and another crime? Like, people don't realize this is a daily occurrence with these people. This is how they live. When you get a free pass to do something, you're just going to keep doing it. They're getting profit from it. They're getting notoriety in the hood because they're robbing gun stores and everything like that. We've become so pathetic that we know exactly who these 12 to 17-year-old juveniles are who were deemed incompetent to stand trial by Judge Tiffany Sizemore. Okay, so after robberies, we're just going to the ATF, we're going to go to your house. We're going to knock on your door. Hey, we knew you committed the robbery yesterday, and I think you did one the other day. You think we could have a couple of them guns back? So they'll literally hand over 8 to 10 guns to these guys. It actually happened. Like, you can't even write this.
Wow.
Yeah. When they hit the store up in West Mifflin, okay, wrecked the Kia. 2 Kias were damaged. The building was damaged. Guns were stolen. They went down and knocked on their door and says, hey, can we have these guns back?
No.
Because they can't enforce the law. They can't press charges on them because they're deemed incompetent to stand trial.
Oh, my God.
It's insanity.
My God. So, along the lines of what he just said, so the county has referrals of 200 cases involving allegations of firearms offenses, increased by, possession of firearms without a license with juveniles increased 211% since 2019. Exactly what you're saying, is it not, sir?
It's not brain surgery. The numbers speak for themselves. The revolving door increases all the statistics going, around the city. The never-ending nightmare is growing. It's getting bigger. It's getting larger. We got more victims. I can't wait to the stats to show up that show how many of these kids that were released who should have been incarcerated murdered somebody, raped somebody, robbed somebody, stole another dozen or 20 Kias, How many more victims can the county produce? Let's put them on the street. Let's create more crime. They don't care.
My man.
They're not doing that.
My man.
They don't do it.
Just by the numbers that I have, which are documents from a source, There are nearly 250 juveniles that fit the bill of what Jim is saying that are violent offenders that are on the streets right now because Schumann can only hold 12. My man, that's an army of criminals, is it not, sir? Army of them.
It's a serious army. And then you put them all on ankle bracelets and ankle monitors. So the revolving door there, that's a joke. It's like, okay, hey, his monitor went off. He cut it off. He's missing for a few days. They don't go arrest them and put them in jail or lodge them somewhere. They just send a guy out and say, hey, don't do that again, little boy. We're going to put a new bracelet on you. He cuts it off that night. He's on the run again. It's just continued, repetitive, nothing.
Hold on. Along the lines of what he just said, in these documents, it says many of these kids have cut off the ankle monitors 7 to 10 times. My man, 7 to 10 times, Jimbo. What the hell, man? Wow.
Yeah, the probation officer's number, and they'll wait for the probation officer or whoever it is now that's replacing the ankle monitors and say, hey, I'll meet you. You want to put a new bracelet on me? Like, this isn't it's become a business. They know that, I'm going to shoot somebody. I'm going to get released. They're going to put an ankle monitor on me. I'm going to cut it off. I'm not going to abide by it. I'm going to run around and do what I want to do. And then when I decide to get a new ankle bracelet on, I'll reach back out to my probation officer and say, okay, yeah, I'm back if you want to fix this thing. And they'll meet them, put a new bracelet on, and leave.
Is that true?
That's all. 7 to 10 times. That proves my point right there.
Oh, my God. Jimbo, can you hang around?
Yes, sir.
That scares the hell out of me, man. Honestly, I have the records here. Some of these kids cut the bracelet off 7 to 10 times, and they never go to jail. That's insane. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's up?
All right, thanks so much, Marty. And as we look out over the area roads, just some slowdowns for you as you are on the outbound Parkway East. It backs up before the Bates Street on-ramp as you head for the Squirrel Hill Tunnels. Inbound is heavy on the Parkway West, right around the Parkway Center Mall on-ramp. Just a reminder that cruisers start moving around with some new construction zone lane restrictions on the shoulder and also moving construction equipment around as they get ready to start the I-79 Wexford project. So that's at the interchange with Route 910. You can find crews doing work there 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday this week. And this is anywhere between I-79, about a mile and a half north of the I-79-279 split. Also the I-79 interchange on and off ramps at 910. And then 910 between Nicholson Road Drive and Brant School Road. So watch out for that. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius, or two half geniuses, and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Wonderful woman named Beth sent me a message. She has cancer, and she's battling that. She has had serious heart problems and breathing problems, and she's battling that. And she hasn't had a furnace that worked in 2 years. The folks at 2D Mechanical heard that and said, that ain't happening. We're getting that fixed. It's what makes 2D Mechanical great. They will go to Beth's home and fix her furniture or replace her furnace. 2D Mechanical, 412-771-4100, 412-771-4100.
Sale at Shorkey Kia has units flying off the lot at lightning speed. Don't miss out. 25 Kia Sportage X-Line all-wheel drive, just $197 a month for 24 months with $32.95 due at signing. All with 2 years of prepaid maintenance, that incredible warranty, and $500 more for your trade. Your deal, your way. What a great day. Locations in North Huntington and Wexford. ShorkeyKia.com. Call 1-855-410-4037 for complete details on all offers and terms.
Are you ready to take a walk on the wild side and have some family fun? Get to Living Treasures Animal Park in the Laurel Highlands. Living Treasures all over the world with over 300 animals you and the family will love. Their concession stand is now open weekends for family fun. Stay at the Log Cabin Suites with up to 6 bedrooms available. Plan your staycation today at funanddonegal.com. Living Treasures Animal Park of the Laurel Highlands, where animals are loved.
Selling a home doesn't have to be time-consuming or stressful. It should be fair, honest, and fast. Ryan Shalava here with the Home Buyers of Pittsburgh. My team and I will buy your home with cash in its current condition and close on the day you choose. Call 412-500-9057 or visit homebuyersofpittsburgh.com to get a cash offer today.
If you're turning 65 this year, review your Medicare Part C options now. You need to know the difference between Advantage plans versus supplement plans. Contact locally owned and operated Need Part C today for a free consultation. That's Need Part C. Beat the annual enrollment rush. NeedPartC.com.
At Baths R Us, we believe home improvement is life improvement, and that starts with a team who brings your vision to life. Our installers aren't just skilled, they're experts.
This is who we are. This is what we do all day, every day.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement, or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, loads and no monthly payments. Call 412-556-BATH to schedule your free estimate, or go to bathsrus.com. 412-556-2284. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
So I talked to John Perry over the weekend from Perry Calder Law Firm. John has doctors on his staff to investigate medical malpractice cases. John has the biggest settlements at Perry Calder of any firm in this region. John has the track record. John sits down with families. He's met with my friends' cases. Perry Calder, 412-281-4200. 412-281-4200. Perry Calder.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
So listen to this. I'm going to play this. I've got Jimbo on the line. I think I sent him this over the weekend. This is crazy. So this happened at a club over the weekend. And the guy got in a big fight. And they let him go because they didn't have any this is the truth. They never were to put him. And he came back. Oh, yeah. He wanted to fight some more. Oh, yeah. Listen to this. Listen.
284, call the nightclub, 1930 Smallman Street, between 19th and 20th, for a male who was just assaulted. Caller is not responding. Patient is going in and out of consciousness and bleeding from his face. And then there is an additional call in on the line about the male who was assaulted. State that there's a lot going on, but that he's hurt pretty badly. Caller is uncooperative and not paying attention to the call taker, with no tuning units to send. 284, just be advised, EMS is going to wait for code 4.
So he gets beat. They don't have a place to put him. He comes back and wants to fight some more. This is where we're at. That's how bad this scenario is. Total lawlessness, Jimbo, right? Seriously.
Yeah, so there was no cops around, during the fight, shortly after, whatever happens. He comes back later to finish the job because he, obviously, once again, everybody knows the routine. You're not getting in trouble in this time.
Wow.
You're not.
Wow.
Especially if you're a juvenile. We've become so woke and disgusting in our juvenile court system, the way they let these kids out. So 200-plus kids were adjudicated that they should be incarcerated at some location or some facility.
True.
Let's say, so if you're getting adjudicated to go to stay at a facility, you're a hardcore criminal.
You are.
You've done some form of felony.
Yep.
Okay? So That kid's got priors. So you think he's just going to retire from the criminal business when he gets released that day? He's going to get. So let's just say 200 of them kids, right? 50% of them go out and commit a crime. That's 100 new crimes, and I'll guarantee it's within the first week. Guaranteed. You know, like everybody knows that, like when drug dealers get arrested, the attorneys want to get them out onto the street so they can go sell more drugs to make money to pay the attorney bill. That's the way it is.
So we did some digging on Schumann, and as we first reported last week, there's more. So Schumann costs $23 million, and they only have 12 beds. Sarah Innamorato lost her mind and went to the state and said, I need skylights. I need a garden. I need a school. I need a cooking center. I need open spaces. And my children, these children need open access to the area where the corrections officers open and close the doors because they're children and can't be harmed, and we need to handle them carefully. Which goes back to your point of you have had kids arrested for stealing 60 guns, and they're dangerous, and they plan these robberies, and they're kids, and the judge says, nah, they can't stand trial. They don't understand what they're doing. So we baby them, do we not, sir? And we feel sorry for them.
12-year-old kid does an armed robbery, okay, in a stolen car with a gun in his hand, climbs through the window, shoots up the store, and he gets sent to a 1-week don't be a criminal class, and he's released. All charges are dismissed. That's not a joke. That actually happened.
12 years old, bro.
That really happened. We don't have any structure. And then this Innamorato, what does she know about anything involving incarceration or rehabilitation? Either one. What does she know?
Nothing.
Is she an interior decorator now? And
it seems that way. Skylights and a garden and open spaces for the children to walk around because we need to cuddle them right before we let them out and they shoot someone in the face. We're in a bad place, my man. Bad place.
It's dangerous, and they're setting us up for failure. They're the ones that are setting us up to fail. So show me the guy. I want to see the man or the woman or the politician with strength and authority in this time, okay? If you hate Trump, that's fine. I don't care either way.
Yeah.
He's stepping up.
He is.
Okay? He's doing things that nobody wants to hear about.
He is.
He's ruffling feathers. So show me a county or a city politician who can stand at the podium and say, we have a crime problem, and we're going to sit down and we're going to start addressing it. We're going to start discussing it. We're going to start working through it. We're going to start cleaning it up. We're going to restructure juvenile court to make people accountable. We're going to hold judges accountable. I think every victim in this town for the 15 keys that were stolen in this case should call Judge Sizemore and ask her, are they going to get any money for compensation for all their losses?
And you know, there's no more police detectives to investigate car. You know, there's no more police detectives to investigate car thefts.
Yeah, they merged everything together over there. It's just investigations. There's no specialties. You just do. It's so sad the way they systematically dismantled the juvenile authority system. So they eliminated Schumann Center with the intent to not have a place to lodge them or hold them.
I agree.
They do not want them in jail because, I mean, it just shows in their actions. It's a revolving door. They're coming in and out. My buddy went there last week, Bruce from Allegheny Arms. He walks in, the armed robbery, stolen cars, stolen guns. We're going to dismiss that because we heard somebody else is going to charge them. And by the way, there was 3 other cases here today that we postponed. And he asked, why were they postponed? Why wasn't I notified? Never got a notice. Cops weren't notified. They don't want to hear evidence. They don't want to hear from the victims. They don't want to hear how much grief this is causing us. He's a victim every day this goes on, again and again and again and again. You know, the one guy up north had to sell out of his business. You know, he had to move on, the finances.
It's disgusting.
We support the community. Whether you like the gun business or not, you got 60 juvenile criminals out there, a massive crime wave, stealing guns and using them on our citizens.
Jimbo, you nailed it, brother. As always, thanks for the courage to tell the truth. Truth to power, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Every single word, spot on.
The biggest reason Metropolitan Window Company has been in business since 1978 is our huge list of satisfied customers.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you're getting expertise and attention to detail from a trusted business that puts your needs first.
You're also getting our exclusive Infinity from Marvin 100% fiberglass windows that are built for life.
The most important part of a window is the framing. Fiberglass frames won't lose their dimensional integrity. They're the strongest, longest-lasting window you can buy.
And right now, you can save 30% and get 18-month no-interest financing on every window and door product we offer.
Stop by one of our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
71 and mostly cloudy at 11:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. A 21-year-old Carnegie man is dead after a shooting last night in Washington County. This happened around 11:15 p.m. at a house in the 20 block of Walnut Street in Ellsworth Borough. The coroner's office says Elijah Johnson was shot inside a friend's home. Troopers from the Washington barracks are leading the investigation. PennDOT is beginning work today on the Wexford interchange at I-79 and Route 910. Construction crews will bring equipment into the work zone and prepare staging areas at first. The equipment will be entering and exiting the roadways with intermittent shoulder restrictions from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., about 1.5 miles north of the I-79-279 split. Also at the Route 910 Wexford exit, and then again on Route 910 between Nicholson Road Drive and Brant School Road. Cars are lining up outside Acrisure Stadium for the Pittsburgh Public Schools back-to-school event today. News Radio KDKA's David Ballarado is there.
The event at Acrisure Stadium runs through 1 p.m., where up to 4,000 families are expected to get a backpack and free school supplies. Julia Mudrock of Farrow's Properties came by after hosting a backpack drive with Odyssey last week.
And our properties to be, more than just a place to work or live. We want them to be catalysts for opportunity, supporting initiatives just like this. It's kind of our way of ensuring that the next generation has the resources, the encouragement, and the community to support and to thrive within.
In addition to school supplies, students can receive free haircuts, books, and shoes. On the North Shore, David Ballarado, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow at this hour is down 21 points at 44,925. The Nasdaq is down 46 points, and the S&P is down 7. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:31. Our next update at noon. I'm Paul Rasmussen on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
It's Marty. Check this out, folks. We have a resource right here in Pittsburgh. Helps people through all things Medicare. They make it simple. Your best options, and they don't cost you anything, ever. This is what makes MediConnect the top-rated firm in our region for guidance with your health care. Your insurance company treats you like an actuarial number. MediConnect treats you like the priority. 888-818-6334. MediConnectInsurance.com. Hey, folks, it's Marty. You want a new physical therapy experience? You want a treatment plan centered on you? Monroeville Physical, spelled F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L, is spelled different, because they are different. Monroeville Physical has new technology and an expert staff to give you a personalized experience to get you back to loving your life. Monroeville Physical, spelled F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L, 412-457-8200. They help me dramatically love physical. Check it out.
Hi, this is Larry Richard letting you know that your next adventure starts with the 2025 Hyundai Santa Fe. Right now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event at Bowser Hyundai, get away with 0% APR for 60 months, plus no payments for 90 days on the 25 Santa Fe. And don't forget, all new Hyundais come with Hyundai Assurance and are backed by America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Tax, title, and fees not included. Dealer doc fee of $477 applies. 36 months, 10,000 miles per year, $2,999 total due at signing with credit approval and financing through HMFC. Offer ends August 31st. Now that's the power of Bowser.
Well, that's the power of Bowser.
BowserHyundai.com. Bowser Hyundai, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. Voss TV and Appliance has a huge selection of big brand names and prices you'll love. Third-generation family business. Rick, Matt, the entire Voss team provides meaningful service. Hey, folks, it's Marty. Voss TV and Appliance has a huge selection of big brand names and prices you'll love. Third-generation family business. Rick, Matt, the entire...
Marty, as we're looking out over the area roads, just some heavy delays, the heaviest rather, heading eastbound or outbound on the Parkway East. You're lining up right around that Bates Street on-ramp before the Squirrel Hill tunnels. Inbound on the Parkway West, just a minor slowdown right around the Banksville on-ramp there. Just want to remind you that even though 28 southbound is flowing well, if you're trying to get toward town, you want to watch out as you're traveling northbound on 28 during daylight hours this week in Etna and O'Hara as crews do some work and have some restrictions on the ramps, the off-ramp specifically to Delafield Avenue, and then the northbound off-ramp on 28 to Route 8 South, so heading toward the R.D. Fleming 62nd Street Bridge for Sharpsburg. They're doing some sign installation, and that's why you'll have the restrictions. Just be aware of the slowdowns. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
The rest of today will be humid with intervals of clouds and sun, a thunderstorm or two, any of which can produce downpours and damaging wind gusts, the high 78 to 82. A stray evening thunderstorm, partly to mostly cloudy and muggy overnight, those 67. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal in Pittsburgh.
Those 67. 100.1 FM.
Feel like everything's clouded by doubt? Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com. Our psychics are available to talk 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Check the back seat. Check the back seat.
Gets in your head, right? Good, because every year dozens of children are forgotten in the back seat. Cars get hot fast and can be deadly, so get it in your head. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This Labor Day weekend, we're celebrating Bob's Discount Furniture.
Life-changing. Is that what that is? Ignorant? I don't know. And is that what that is? Ignorant? I don't know. And I'm going to give you a specific example of something magnificent that Jerry Nasseri did with NASCO. So this wonderful couple, and I mean, they couldn't have been nicer. The wife sent me pictures. They're in Penn Hills, and they had massive holes in their roof. I mean, see-through holes. I mean, the size of garbage can lid holes in their roof. And the water, they had massive storms. They couldn't pay $20,000 to have the roof repaired. They just couldn't. Could you? I couldn't. I'd have to get it financed. It's just the truth. It was so bad. The holes were so big. It was gross. Because what happens is then it collapses. Patrick's running the video actually does this. Name another one that does this other than the Sari. So we shot a video out there live with the homeowners in Penn Hills, and they couldn't be more grateful. The wife was crying. The husband was hugging us because Nasseri sent his guys out there, and they put on a brand new roof. It was friggin' beautiful, and the work was masterful, and they worked their asses off. What's my point? So the ignorance of this region and the ignorance of folks that don't know anything about it, we put a 30-second clip of 4 men working on the roof, and their own mothers couldn't identify them because of the way it's shot. It's a cell phone. We didn't shoot it. Patrick, could you identify any of those men if anyone asked you to? Would you know who the hell they were?
Absolutely not.
There's no way.
No.
I mean, you're being honest.
No.
We get this cell phone video from the owner of the house, and he's grateful, and he's like, man, they're kicking ass. And he was literally crying when we got out there.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing they did.
It's an amazing gesture for free. Now, that's a $15,000, $20,000 job because the roof was jacked, had massive holes in it, so they had to do interior work, ceiling work, woodwork, crazy stuff. What's my point? What's my point? Here's my point. Some jagoffs, and I mean that in the nicest way, were illegal working on that roof. But you decide. And you know, he said this to me. I've asked him about coming on the air many times, and he says that you, this listening audience, judge him and his company based on his accent. To which I would ask, is this as good as it gets? And I guess in the case of some of you folks, it is. Asco Roofing. You understand? I do. It's gross. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
All right, Marty, what's up is our heaviest delay is the outbound Parkway East 376. As you're trying to make your way to the Squirrel Hill tunnels, very heavy there, backing at the Bates Street on-ramp before you even make it to the tunnels. That's about 1.5 miles of delays. Big heads up for you if you are traveling I-79 and you are near the Wexford interchange. Today is the kickoff date for that project. Not any major lane restrictions happening, maybe some shoulder restrictions as crews kind of position some of the construction equipment around that interchange with 9, 10, and 79, and also on 79 along the route, very close to that interchange. Also, you could find some crews working and moving things around on Route 910 between Nicholson Road Drive and Brant School Road. So just anticipate those restrictions and additional ones coming as we head into next week. This is a project for the rebuild of that interchange that will stretch into the 2027 construction season. So heads up. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to the Marty Griffin Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Summer storms can spell disaster for your roof and more. At Home Genius Exteriors, we stop the damage before it starts. Call now during our summer savings event and get 50% off materials for your new roof. Plus, get no interest and no payments till 2027. Call Home Genius Exteriors at 855-UR-GENIUS to schedule your free roof and attic inspection. That's 855, the letter U, the letter R, Genius. Home Genius Exteriors, the genius choice in roofing. See website for details.
So I talked to John Perry over the weekend from Perry Calder Law Firm. John has doctors on his staff to investigate medical malpractice cases. John has the biggest settlements at Perry Calder of any firm in this region. John has the track record. John sits down with families. He's met with my friends and my family members on cases. Perry Calder, 412-281-4200. 412-281-4200. Perry Calder.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
7 races, $7.
So, an older woman in her 80s with cancer, it's a true story, reached out to me a week and a half ago. Poor thing, her roof is collapsing. I mean, literally collapsing. And she has a baby pool in the house to collect water. And NASCO Roofing is going to put a new roof on our house. It's that kind of company, man. It's that kind of service. It's that kind of commitment. NASCO Roofing. Labor, fantastic. Pricing, fantastic. NASCO Roofing, 412-373-2000. 412-373-2000.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, application fee if you apply by September 3rd. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time. The next time you're out to dinner with friends, you can order the shrimp cocktail for the table. And maybe you'll realize it only comes with 4 shrimp after you've already given away 3, but that one shrimp will be so good. And if you switch and save hundreds, you can get shrimp all the time. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shrimp. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
And now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times. I'm managing editor Mike Larson. Predictive Oncology reported a loss of $2 million in the second quarter of 2025, but could net well above the loss through a recently inked share purchase agreement. Lawrenceville headquartered Predictive utilizes artificial intelligence to research oncological drug discovery. By utilizing public data sets, the company has developed a registry of previously abandoned or discontinued treatments that could be repurposed. The company recently entered into a share purchase agreement with the Yorkville Advisors, a smaller firm whose most notable backing is a recent support of Trump Media and Technology Group through an affiliate. Under the terms of the agreement, Yorkville is obligated to purchase up to $10 million in stock as Predictive sees fit, with caveats. Also, fast casual healthy eating chain Chicken Salad Chick is coming to the South Hills. The primarily southern chain first started in Alabama in the early 2000s and has expanded to over 280 franchise locations in over 20 different states. Its menu features salads and sandwiches and made-from-scratch chicken. The expansion to Pittsburgh is backed by Jacob and Sabrina Longley, the latter of whom is a general manager of a location in Florida. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to pittsburghbusinesstimes.com. I'm Mike Larson.
Hear about it, then talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Speaking of immigration issues, this is what we call a developing story. It's a little disheartening. We don't know a lot of details, but we got to tell you the truth about this stuff. So I've become good friends with Joseph Patrick Murphy. He's the best immigration lawyer in this town. He has stepped up and he's representing quite a few clients, including some of the clients arrested as part of this Emiliano's raid a few weeks ago where they arrested 16, okay? Okay. There have been serious questions raised about the money. They had a GoFundMe where they raised almost $140,000. And Patrick, initially they promised to do what with that money?
Well, initially they promised to pay the $3,000 plus bail or bond for each one of those 16 employees and their salary for the month.
For the month.
Yep.
And then the owner posted some documents. Was it Friday you found them?
Yeah, it was either Thursday or Friday. He posted the paperwork for GoFundMe listing the 16 employees.
Right.
And that the funds were going to be distributed to them.
To them. And we don't know the owner. I've never made contact. We've called the restaurant several times, have not heard from them. They have 4 restaurants. From what we know, they're successful. And that's fine. I've eaten there a few times. Who cares?
And all 4 are back open.
They're all back open. But the issue is, what the hell happened to the employees who were arrested? Just so happens that Joseph Patrick Murphy is in the middle of this because he represents some of them. In fact, Joseph Patrick Murphy, you had a case this morning. Middle of this because he represents some of them. In fact, Joseph Patrick Murphy, you had a case this morning, sir, did you not?
Yeah, this was the first of the hearings for the Emiliano's workers. Went pretty well. It was not a bail hearing. It was just the first appearance, similar to a preliminary hearing in a criminal case we might be more familiar with. But yeah, I mean, the rest of those people, I don't know if any of them were represented. And that's really, discouraging. And as I've suspected all along, and now I'm hearing rumors that the money's gone, right? That the GoFundMe's been dispersed. I don't know where. As of Friday, they were telling other media outlets, give us a couple more days and the money will be dispersed. We've talked with some workers who are getting a story that they had to pay the taxes on the GoFundMe money before distributing. And now I'm hearing rumors that the money's gone. Right? We've gone on record offering to do these cases for free.
Yeah.
And I will.
But so we're clear. 2 have been deported already, right?
Yes.
And that you know of, and you represented one of them this morning, and that client never got a nickel from this GoFundMe account. Is that accurate, sir?
Correct. They paid me themselves. The client's family came in and paid me, and this is not inexpensive work.
No.
They didn't have the GoFundMe to raise money for them. They had to get, I don't know where they got that kind of money, but they got it. Maybe they borrowed something, or I don't know. But this is a serious thing. These people are going to be deported. Probably after sitting in a not-so-nice jail here or there for a while.
Yeah.
Without representation, the odds of them getting themselves out of this, especially now with regime changes and some of the more recent law changes, forget it.
Joseph Patrick Murphy, so from what you know, sir, no one has contacted you from the restaurant, and no one has contacted any of the clients who were arrested from the restaurant where they work, right?
Correct. Calls in have been getting stories. Calls from other media organizations have been getting, this is as of Friday, give us a couple days and we'll give the money out. Stories about taxes. It's all baloney. The word on the street now is that the money's gone, and potentially even some of these people have taken off, have disappeared. And, this happens. I mean, these businesses do this. A lot of times they leave the workers to twist in the wind on their own.
Yeah.
In this case, they may have taken the extra step of raising a little money on the tragedy.
Joseph Patrick Murphy, whatever you need, my man.
I really hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, me too.
I really hope I'm wrong.
I know, my man, but it would seem to me that since you represent the clients, that they would have heard something from their former employer. Like, here's where your money is.
Yeah, well, right. As the employer, they have a list of who works there. They know the names of these people. They know they've been arrested. They know that there's money for them that's been raised, and they know I'm doing it. I'm on the radio talking about it. I'm on the TV talking about it. I'm on your show talking about it.
No, I get it. It's horrible. It's horrible the way this has gone down. And we might have, I mean, if they misrepresented the way they raised the money, there could be even another investigation here.
Well, I think that would be one of many that's coming.
Joseph Patrick Murphy, much appreciated, my brother.
Thank you, Marty. Nice speaking with you.
Man. That ain't right. I mean, whether you support illegals is irrelevant to this conversation. So, for purposes of the review, ICE does a proper raid, proper, to the letter of the law. Good for them. They arrest 16. Fine. They have them in custody. Fine. Emiliano's puts this Facebook thing out, GoFundMe rather, raises $140,000 after taxes. What do you say? $125,000 after they pay the fees to GoFundMe. No taxes. It's a donation. So then the attorney, Joseph Patrick Murphy, who's really honestly the best immigration lawyer in this town, he says, all right, I'll rep you for free because this money ain't coming through. Then he goes in court with one of the folks arrested this morning. They don't have a nickel from the fund. And they can't get in contact with the folks who employed them, who promised them that money. Folks, 3 words. That ain't right.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi from 93.7 The Fan for the power of Bowser. Your next adventure starts with the all-new redesigned Hyundai Palisade from Bowser Hyundai. Right now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event at Bowser Hyundai, get away with 0% APR for 60 months, plus Hyundai. Right now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sale.
We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Our needs are different.
Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
74 and mostly cloudy at 12 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. President Volodymyr Zelensky meets with President Donald Trump this afternoon to discuss ending the war in Ukraine. In a post on X, Zelensky said we all share a strong desire to end this war quickly. Zelensky is also bringing a group of European leaders to the meeting. On Face the Nation Sunday, Secretary of State Marco Rubio said Friday's summit with Russia's Vladimir Putin created an opportunity for a peace deal.
Ultimately, there are things that were discussed as part of this meeting that are potentials for breakthroughs, that are potentials for progress. We'll be discussing that more in depth tomorrow with our European allies, with the Ukrainians that are coming over. We'll be discussing all of these things because ultimately we do need to find areas where we're making progress and try to begin to, narrow the gap between the two sides.
In a social media post, President Trump said Zelensky will have to give up demands for the return of Crimea and becoming a NATO member. There is an arrest in the threat that prompted Shaler area schools to postpone the start of classes until Wednesday. 28-year-old Daniel White is in custody now. Police paperwork says he threatened to kill 2 people Sunday at Crisis Resolve in Point Breeze and also said, "I am a murderer and I will kill everyone. I will shoot up schools, especially the ones with little white kids at Shaler Elementary." The Allegheny County Sheriff's Office says a deputy recognized White's name from his involvement with mental health court, knew White was due in the courthouse today, and arrested him there a short time later. White is facing 3 counts of terroristic threats. Shaler area classes were supposed to start tomorrow, but a letter from the superintendent said the threat was the reason the first day of classes is now Wednesday. Pittsburgh is on a list of 20 U.S. cities with the highest grocery costs. The burg ranks 9th on the list at virtualcapitalist.com among cities feeling the pinch of food inflation more than others. Record meat prices are a reason food costs were up 3% compared to June of last year. Vegetable prices are rising now as farmers struggle with labor shortages caused by deportations. At this hour on Wall Street, the Dow is down 16 points at 44,930. The NASDAQ is down 32 points, and the S&P is down 5. State Treasurer Stacey Garrity is starting her campaign for governor today to challenge incumbent Josh Shapiro in 2026. In an interview with Fox News Digital, the Republican said she's challenging Shapiro because, in her words, he has failed the state on critical issues, including energy production, education, and job creation. Pittsburgh Public Schools' back-to-school event is underway at Acrisure Stadium. And News Radio KDKA's David Ballarado has an update.
There's an hour left at the event featuring free backpacks, school supplies, haircuts, and more. For Superintendent of Schools Dr. Wayne Walters, it's a big day, a way to make a difference for students getting ready to return to the classroom next Monday.
The first impressions are lasting, and I know the first day of school is very important for students. They want to look their best, they want to feel their best, and they want to feel prepared and energized and filled with joy for the first day of school.
Partners include News Radio KDKA, 93.7 The Fan, and WAMA 107.3. Plus, the Steelers, Pirates, and Penguins, whose mascots entertain crowds driving through the supply lines. On the North Shore, David Ballarado, News Radio KDKA.
KDKA Sports, the Pirates host the Toronto Blue Jays tonight at 6:40. Paul Skeens will start for the Bucks. The news is brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick. 45 years of experience and thousands of five-star reviews. Trust PJ.com.
KDKA Radio News Time 12:04. Learn how the Inflation Reduction Act impacts your Medicare plan. Get help selecting the best option by calling One Health Benefits, 724-799-8873. 74 and cloudy in Pittsburgh now. The AccuWeather forecast is next.
Hi, it's Lynn Hayes Freeland. You know, 90th anniversaries are a big deal. That's why AARP is joining forces with Social Security to celebrate its 90th anniversary. So what does that mean to you? Well, there are going to be free events throughout the area where you can win some prizes, learn more about Social Security, and find out what AARP is doing to help you. So how do you get more information? It's real simple. Go to aarp.org/local.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. A lot of people out there might be looking for a new start on their education and career goals in the new year. There's an affordable way to make it happen. CCAC, 81% of the students graduate debt-free. Wow. But even spending just the first 2 years at CCAC can save you $26,000 over public universities and over $75,000 over private colleges. So affordable. 130 programs. Visit ccac.edu. Love this place.
We're talking with Joe Sobulis from Highwood Cemetery. Joe, I read a story recently about a local cemetery that had run out of funds and was struggling to pay for its upkeep. How did this happen?
Some cemeteries eventually become full and can no longer sell grave sites to generate income. How will those cemeteries pay for their continued care? The cemetery may or may not have a fund for this purpose. In the story you mentioned, that cemetery is no longer selling property and its care fund is almost depleted. Now they're struggling to pay for upkeep.
How can families be assured that their grave sites are being cared for now and in the future?
Highwood Cemetery exists to serve the public rather than make a profit. Our $1 million perpetual care fund is managed by a fiduciary to ensure that the care of the cemetery will be as it is today for generations to come.
And you can learn more about Highwood Cemetery by calling 412-766-6600.
Ho, ho, ho. Monday night, baby. Prime rib Monday at Hofstad's. Check it out. Dry rubbed, slow roasted, hand carved prime rib. My boy JK, the Oakmont Restaurant King, bringing it. Plus au jus, plus sauteed mushrooms as a topping, or caramelized onions, or blue cheese. Delicious. Shrimp scampi, scallops on the side, or crab cake. Oh, Monday night, Hofstad's, Oakmont, prime rib. Go for it, brothers and sisters.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
The rest of today will be humid with intervals of clouds and sun, a thunderstorm or two, any of which can produce downpours and damaging wind gusts, the high 78 to 82. A stray evening thunderstorm, partly to mostly cloudy and muggy overnight, those 67. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Tune in to 1020 KDKA Radio for Medical Frontiers with Dr. Gerald Pfeiffer from the Allegheny Health Network every Monday from 7 to 8 p.m. Dr. Pfeiffer.
Any of which can produce downpours and damaging wind gusts.
The Wall Street Journal does a piece, and then I see this piece. As if it's possible. There's this new drug, a synthetic opioid. Wow. That's 43 times stronger than fentanyl. And folks, you would think that someone would say, to hell with that. But what happens in the addictive world is that addicts run to that drug. The best addiction doctor I've ever known in my life, Tom Brophy, joining us. Hey, Doc, how are you today?
Sir, thanks for having me.
It's true, isn't it? Addicts run to these powerful drugs, do they not, sir?
Yeah, that's often been a challenge in the substance use community. When something more potent kind of hits the streets, a lot of people will intentionally seek it out because they've already built a significant tolerance to the opioids that they've been using, and a lot of them have almost like this false sense of quote unquote I can handle my drugs, and so it can be particularly challenging when something new and powerful like this is coming down the pipeline for two reasons. One is that the people that don't know they're being exposed to something more potent are at significantly higher risk of overdose and death. And then the flip side of that is there are other people who will actually seek it out because of that reputation for potency, and will face similar risks because it's something that's new to their brain.
Dr. Tom Brophy, if it's possible, this drug, 43 times stronger than fentanyl, 250 times stronger than heroin. How the hell do they accomplish that with a drugstore? How?
It's all through chemistry. So, what a lot of people don't understand is real heroin and most of the opioids that we use in medicine traditionally come from the Papaver somniferum plant, also known as the poppy plant. And this is a tropical plant that you have to grow in a warm tropical climate. You have to have a successful harvest. Then you have to, process it, refine it, ship it overseas, smuggle it through a border. Fentanyl is very different, and it can be made in a lab. It's what's called a synthetic opioid. So it takes all of those costs and logistical barriers out of the equation. And now they're just continuing to improve upon chemistry processes, which is why, we first had fentanyl, then we had carfentanil. That's the one that literally was meant for animals the size of elephants. And you have two different things going on here. So you have the evolution and the development of stronger opioids. So, with the case that we're discussing right now, that's this newest opioid that's 43 times stronger than fentanyl, and it's known as isotonitazine. The street term for it is nit or nitazine, and that specifically come to the surface because the drug trade, the drug cartels, particularly in Mexico, are constantly trying to evolve their drug because they want something that is less detectable than fentanyl, and also something that is more potent because then they can smuggle it across the border in smaller packages. And on the flip side of that, you have these things like xylazine and medetomidine, and these are different types of tranquilizers that are getting mixed in with the fentanyl. And that's where you're seeing these cases where, because of those sedatives that are non-opioids, but they're still very powerful sedatives like xylazine and medetomidine, those are not going to respond to Narcan. So that they can be particularly challenging for the EMS community when they're responding to an overdose and it's not responding to Narcan the way it traditionally would.
Dr. Tom Brophy, who's the addiction specialist, I've never met anyone who knows it better than he does. What scares the hell out of me is that kids are dying from this now. Aren't they? So this nit, it's killing them already, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've known, those of us in the substance use space have been keeping an eye on this because as they were finding these drug operations in Mexico that was making this stuff, we knew it was intended to ship across the border. This is the first time that we're actually seeing these overdoses related to isotonitazine, and it's not surprising that it's happening in places like Texas. But make no mistake, that will slowly bleed across the South and then up the East and West Coast, as all of the other drug trends have as well. And really just shines a spotlight on the problem. Like, by shutting down the drug production and by focusing on these specific drugs like fentanyl, that's not going to solve the problem. Substance use has been around for as long as humans have been writing things down. And what we really need to do is address the mental health of our youth and our communities, and why are more and more people, becoming addicted to these substances. And that's a much longer and more complex conversation.
Dr. Tom Brophy, hey, Doc, these kids weren't asking for nit. They got it in the form of a pill, right?
That my understanding is yes, is that it, much like how fentanyl has gotten pressed into pills, and then those pills are colored and stamped to look like a Percocet or a Roxicet. Now, similar things are happening with the other synthetic opioids and isotonitazine. I mean, it's so incredibly powerful. We've already had plenty of youth, including like friends of mine have lost their child who thought they were taking a Percocet, and it happened to be fentanyl. That's happened just in local communities. I go around and speak with some of these families, and I won't mention their names because I didn't get their permission to do so. But they have nonprofit organizations, like Stop the Judgment Project and other similar programs, trying to get the word out with kids who are experimenting with things like Percocet and Norco and things that they think, are known prescription medications. That's a roll of the dice, that you don't always know what's in that. And their daughter, unfortunately, there was fentanyl in hers, and she passed away as a result of that. It's tragic.
Dumb question, but why the hell would these labs want to make a drug that's 250 more times more powerful than heroin that they know is going to kill so many people? Why would they want to do that?
It's a great question, and people have raised a similar question even about fentanyl. Like, why did we really need fentanyl? And it's this constant sort of evolution of trying to find something that can be packaged smaller, and regardless of what they think the plan is then afterwards it can be more diluted and kind of spread out. It doesn't always happen that way, and it's also happening in a way where there's no regulation, there's no oversight, and sometimes they want to find that new drug that's going to change the landscape of drug use, because they know that that's going to put profits and put money in their pockets.
I got to ask you a personal question, because I have never met a smarter doc in this area than you ever in my life. But how do you handle this on a personal level? I mean, you see so much death. Do you ever just say, I want to get out? I mean, you have a beautiful family, a wonderful wife, and you ever just say, I can't deal enough? Do you ever do that?
No, I don't. I deal with this in multiple different fronts. So, like, as an emergency medicine physician, I'm often seeing them when they're overdosing. When they're really withdrawing severely, and they have no place else to go, so they end up in the emergency department. But on the flip side of that, when I'm wearing my addiction medicine hat, because as you know, Marty, I'm board certified in both emergency medicine and addiction medicine. And when I'm wearing my addiction medicine hat, that's where you see the recovery. That's where you see the hope. And so, that it's two very different views, and also growing up with it in my own household. I mean, a lot of people know that I've had close family members that have struggled with substance abuse. And so that, I have a certain empathy for it because of that, because I know that, my family members that went down that rabbit hole, they didn't do it because, they had the wrong parents, or because they grew up in the wrong, household or community. Addiction is something that really can cross into any boundary. I mean, I know judges, police officers, other physicians. I know people from every walk of life that have struggled with it, and so recovery journeys is about as rewarding as it gets. But recovery journeys is about as rewarding as it gets.
But Doc, I'm correct, right? There will be addicts that seek out this insanely dangerous high from it. They'll seek it out, will they not, sir?
Yeah, without question. I mean, even some of the remember stamp bags? You don't hear about that term used very often, but it was because they would put the stamp on there of, calling it Bud Ice, or calling it Trump, or calling it, we've seen so many different labels. Well, they do that because then if they get a reputation of being potent, people will specifically seek that out, particularly people that have been using drugs for a long period of time and have built up that tolerance, and they're looking for something, that's more potent. We talk about somebody who struggles with substance abuse chasing the dragon, or chasing the high that they were getting initially. They'll never get that high the same way, because their brain receptors, the opioid receptors in the brain, have now upregulated, and that results in tolerance. So they're never going to get that same feeling again, but that addict part of our brains, it will continue to drive them towards seeking that in pursuit of that ultimate dopamine euphoria, what they felt whenever they were very first using at the beginning.
Tom Brophy, thanks, Doc. You're the best.
Thanks, sir.
Net. Wow.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Hey, it's Crash Gladys from Speed Freaks. Are you still paying full price for gas? Stop leaving money behind. Get real cash back every time you fill up with the free Upside app. Simply download the free Upside app in the App Store or Google Play right now and start earning cash at the pump today. Use limited time promo code SUMMER and get an extra 25 cents back per gallon on your first fill up. Listeners are making $200 to $300 a year just from buying the gas they already needed. Don't wait. Download the free Upside app now and use promo code SUMMER to redeem your 25-cent per gallon bonus. That's promo code SUMMER. Yeah, at first I thought it was too good to be true, but it's completely legit. Plus, you can cash out anytime. Don't let this offer drive on by. Download the free Upside app now by using limited time promo code SUMMER. That's promo code SUMMER for a limited time 25 cents per gallon bonus. Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
I got these windows in my house that need replaced. And you want to talk about timing? Huh? You got spring here. You got this insanely cool window company, Universal Windows Direct. And this is their home improvement season. What's that mean? Great windows, great product, great service, great pricing. How about this? 50% off your windows right now, half off. You can upgrade your home with beautiful Energy 003. I'm doing it. And you get no interest and no payments for 12 months, which is spectacular. A whole year. And no payments for 12 months, which is spectacular. And with your window purchase, Universal Windows Direct, 412-545-6003. Universal Windows Direct. Love them.
August is Pet Appreciation Month. Get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned, starting at just $129 plus 15% off pet odor treatments, and take $50 off air duct cleaning. Book online at ZeroResPGH.com.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it hard to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need.
Cleaning. Book online at ZeroResPGH.com.
You've still got it.
Coons Reward Card. All natural pork baby back ribs, $2.99 a pound. Sweet blueberries, 1 pint package, $1.77 each. And selected varieties of San Giorgio pasta, 12 to 16 ounce boxes, 88 cents each. Additional savings in our meat department. USDA Choice Porterhouse for T-bone steaks, $10.99 a pound. And farm-raised fresh salmon steaks, $10.99 a pound. In our produce department, locally grown green peppers, $1.59 a pound. And locally grown sweet bi-color corn, 6 for $3. In our deli department, Silver Star chipped ham, $4.99 a pound. And Coon's deep-fried turkey breast is $9.99 a pound. And this week, selected varieties of Peter Pan peanut butter, 16.3-ounce jars, 2 for $5.
So get in on these hot savings now at Coons Market. Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
Carlos is my man from Greater Pitt Tree Service. I mean, we're good friends. He's done trees in our yard, trees in my neighbors' yards, trees in family members' yards. Why? Best in the business. Best pricing, best labor, best professional service I've ever seen in my life. He's on a job right now, and he does free jobs for World War II veterans. Amazing, amazing man.
Listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter.
What I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter. What I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help.
Life-changing information.
CBS Eye on Veterans from ConnectingVets.com. Inspired by the loss of a friend, Special Forces veteran Matt Bowman went from working at Facebook to co-founding the new app Autobiographer, which allows users to share and preserve their life stories by talking with an AI interviewer just like a friend.
I'm a godparent to Sean's kids. As I think about how am I going to unlock these hilarious stories,
How am I going to get them down on paper? The app lets me do that, all the way from having the conversation with the biographer to securing it in my personal, what we call the memory vault, and then taking those memory vault items and asking my biographer to write them into beautiful stories. So Autobiographer is that.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. At Progressive, we offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance, plus a variety of business insurance options to cover your small business needs and more. Visit Progressive.com today.
The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I don't try to understand drug addiction or alcohol addiction. I've had, honestly, family members and friends who drank themselves to death. I have. A cousin who I loved to death comes to mind. Loved. Drank himself to death. It's unbelievable. I'm another cousin who's drinking himself to death right now, that I grew up with, right up the street. I have friends that have overdosed and died from drug addiction, heroin, cocaine. My closest friend in Dallas was a crackhead. He was a nationally known reporter, host, multi-millionaire, beautiful wife and kids. I've never understood it. I can't. The doc's right. It takes over your life, and it turns people into monsters and things that you don't want them to be. And they lose it all. Day and night, night and day, every day, and destroy everything around them. Friends, family, kids, wives, money, jobs. It's horrifying. Constantly searching a more intense high that ends up at the end of the day killing them. Dead. And you can't stop it, even if you try. I've done at least 15 interventions, and I mean it. It's hell on earth, man. And there's no end to it.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and almost 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. And if you think this is just a cosmetic problem, think again. Varicose or spider veins, if left untreated, can lead to swollen or discolored legs, cramping, the inability to stand or walk, neuropathy, even worse, blood clots, which can travel to other parts of your body. But here's the good news. Advanced Medical Vein Treatment Centers offers plans that treat and cure the condition, not just cover up. Grab your phone, take down this number, and call 800-587-1248. That's 800-587-1248. When you call, you'll get free information on how you can live your life to the fullest again. Walk, exercise, sleep well. Your vein problems will not go away on their own, and in time can lead to major health issues. Call Advanced Medical Vein today for free information on fast and easy solutions that are covered by most insurance plans, Medicare included. Call 800-587-1248. That's 800-587-1248 today.
ABC Transit is urgently hiring for CDL and van drivers. Current sign-on bonus for Class B with S&P endorsements is $2,500. Van drivers get a $1,000 sign-on bonus. Complete their CDL program and earn up to $1,000 in additional bonuses. Safety and attendance bonuses available. You must be able to pass all background and clearance checks, must be drug-free. 9 locations in Allegheny, Beaver, and Butler counties. Apply in person. Call 724-831-8500.
From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Sunny and 77 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 12:30. I'm Paul Alexander. President Trump meets with President Vladimir Zelensky at the White House today to talk about the end of the war in Ukraine. Leaders from Britain, France, Germany, Italy, Finland, EU, and NATO will also be there. Political analyst Lenny McAllister explains why Zelensky is bringing that group of European leaders to the meeting.
I think those Europeans are coming here to back Zelensky to A, not have a repeat of what happened earlier this year, and B, to say, look, we're not just going to shove down Russian talking points down Zelensky's throat and the Ukrainian throat. We need something that's going to work for both sides.
The possibility of the U.S. security guarantees is reportedly on the table following President Trump's summit with Russia's Vladimir Putin on Friday. There's an arrest in the threat that prompted Shaler area schools to postpone the start of classes until Wednesday. News Radio KDK's Paul Rasmussen has that story.
28-year-old Daniel White is in custody. Police paperwork says White threatened to kill 2 people Sunday at Crisis Resolve in Point Breeze and also said, "I am a murderer and I will kill everyone. I will shoot up schools, especially the ones with little white kids at Shaler Elementary." The Allegheny County Sheriff's Office says a deputy recognized White's name from his involvement with mental health court, knew White was due in the courthouse today, and arrested him there a short time later. White is facing 3 counts of terroristic threats. Shaler area classes were supposed to start tomorrow, but a letter from the superintendent said the threat was the reason the first day of classes is now Wednesday. Paul Rasmussen, News Radio, KDKA.
Pittsburgh Public Schools back-to-school event is wrapping up at Acrisure Stadium. News Radio KDKA's David Bolorado has an update.
The first day of school can be stressful enough, so the Pittsburgh Public Schools and its partners, including Odyssey, are teaming up to provide backpacks, school supplies, haircuts, and more. Plus, there are fun things like a bouncy house to savor this last week before going back to school. Mercedes Williams says this is a judge-free zone.
We're here because we want to see our families, but we want to see our families have a foot ahead for the school year. So whether it's supplies or it's shoes, we have some coats, whether it's books, whether it's reading to get started for the school year, we're saying whatever you need, pull up and we got you.
The event wraps up in half an hour. Up to 4,000 families will have participated. On the North Shore, David Bolorado, News Radio, KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up. The Dow's up 9 points. The Nasdaq is down 15. The S&P 500 is down a point. Right now, it is sunny and 77 degrees in Pittsburgh. Our next update at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander, and the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Want to avoid a big home repair headache? Call PJ Fitzpatrick to fix the small problems before they become big ones. PJ will come to your home with a complete shop on their truck, and they can fix it all same day. Poorly sealed windows, overflowing gutters, rotted trim, and leaking roofs. This is the time to call the home repair experts at PJ Fitzpatrick. No job too big or too small. Visit them at trustpj.com. With over 40 years of experience, they'll fix it right the first time. Visit trustpj.com and stay off the ladders.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has
windows, overflowing gutters, rotted trim, and leaking
$10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-969-0686.
If you are new to Medicare and have questions, Aetna can help. Aetna has a Medicare Advantage plan that includes prescription drug coverage with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, the plan includes benefits like dental, vision, and hearing. Call Aetna today at 1-833-771-3415 to learn more. A licensed agent will answer your call.
Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our DSMPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area.
The Pittsburgh Speaker Series presented by University of Pittsburgh announces its 25-26 season at Heinz Hall. 7 events will broaden your perspective and deepen your understanding of the world around you. Featuring Dr. Anthony Fauci, Malcolm Gladwell, historian Doris Kearns-Goodwin, former Russian political prisoner Vladimir Kara-Murza, and geopolitical economist Pippa Malmgren. The series is sponsored by New.
For all station contest rules, go to kdkaaradio.com/rules.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
I'm doing tuition, University of South Carolina. Hold on, give me 1 second. They're going to make sense to you in a second. Tuition. University of South Carolina tuition. By the way, we visited that school for both of my kids. And it's a wonderful school. Oh, wow. Wow. Out of state, just the tuition is $35,000. So with total cost, room and board and everything, oof. Oh, my. It's pushing 50. Ugh. Why am I saying this? My daughter Sophia is now a junior at Pitt. One of her closest friends starts at the University of South Carolina this week. She spent her first 2 years at CCAC, got straight A's, and is transferring there. And so she saved roughly $100,000, at least, by going to CCAC. I get stopped by parents all the time now who are trying to push their kids towards CCAC, not just for the value, not just for the value, but the opportunities they have at CCAC now, you can't match anywhere. The programs are astounding. And by the way, people are catching on, man. They really are. Their enrollment is jacked up. Nothing but good things happening there. I talk about them all the time, and people stop me on the streets now, first time in my career. And the man behind the magic, Dr. Quentin Bullock. Doc, how are you, sir?
I'm well. How are you doing today, Marty?
Oh, man. In a very difficult time, you guys are thriving, and it makes sense. Why? Because you have so many opportunities, right, sir?
CCAC is an outstanding institution with high-quality instruction and a myriad of workforce career programs that really encompass all the high-demand fields across our region.
Yeah, man, and I know you're not familiar with this young girl's case, but we had her at dinner, and she looked at me and said, Mr. Griffin, honestly, when we were talking about schools, I heard you talking about CCAC, and I went there, and she saved over $100,000. This happens on a regular basis, does it not, sir, when folks say, all right, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do that, I'm going to save all this money. That happens, doesn't it, sir?
It happens all the time because students who do choose their first 2 years at CCAC and continue on to a public institution, they'll save about $26,000. And if they go to a private school, they'll save about $75,000. So it adds up quickly. So it's a great beginning that gets the same level of high-quality instruction.
I mean, you got nurses graduating from there. I mean, I had... And I hope you met these folks. I had a mother-daughter team on here that they were in tears, Doc, because they both graduated from CCE. Now they're both full-time nurses here in town. Doc, zero debt, zero, man. That's amazing, is it not? Your nursing program.
Yes, it is. They graduated this past May from our nursing program, and as you acknowledged, 81% of our students graduate debt-free.
Wow. Man, that's insane. Hey, this is Dr. Quentin Bullock, CCAC Prez. Man, is your enrollment really up 8.4%? That's astounding, man.
It is up. We've leveled out. It's about 7.3% today. We anticipate that additional students will be joining us for alternative start dates over the next few weeks.
It's amazing. All right, so tell us about, so now not only do they have these programs that I mentioned, but they have these advanced programs that are right at the cutting edge. This EV technician apprenticeship. This is so. Tell us about. So now not only do they have these programs that I mentioned, but they have these cutting edge apprentice. Please.
Program. We are the first electric vehicle automotive technician registered apprenticeship program, and it has its first cohort that's in progress that will finish in December, and we have our second cohort because of the increased demand that will start sometime late September. It's one of a kind. We will be partnering with the German Chamber of Commerce Pittsburgh chapter in the second cohort, and questions continue to come in asking for admissions in the next cohort that follows.
I think it's a fantastic choice for folks to make. You have all these state-of-the-art programs and learning experiences. This nursing program lab is big too, isn't it, sir?
Yes, it is. As you know, we are number 3 in the number of associate's degree students that graduate from a nursing program in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And as the demand increases for nurses, we want to ensure that our students, faculty have experience with the state-of-the-art lab experiences and instruction. So we've updated the labs at our North Campus nursing program so that they do have access to a variety of OBGYN, dedicated space for critical care, new labs that encompass 4 instructional area, teaching spaces, which students were able to relate their skills from the classroom to the clinical setting. So we are very excited for what experiences students will get from our new nursing spaces.
Dr. Quentin Bullock, the truth is it's for everybody, though, all ages, right? You can start at any time if you want. Even folks in the 60s like I am go back to school, sir, do they not?
Absolutely. Our average age is about 28. And it allows any student anytime to come for upskilling, retraining, or to earn a new credential or degree. So come join us. Still have time.
And you got my boy from Crazy Mocha, who now has Yinzer Coffee setting up. Do you not, sir? I love Crazy Mocha.
We are so excited to have Yin's Coffee open on our Allegheny campus. It is a great resource for our community and for our students, faculty, and staff, and they are enjoying it. So thank you, Yin's, for being a part of the CCAC family.
Dr. Bullock doesn't use Yin's in conversation, but Ken Zeff, who's one of my boys, one of the hardest working guys ever, was proud to set up over there, Dr. Bullock. I love you, man. I love what you do, and I've seen firsthand in our lives the advantage that you offer, folks. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for the opportunity, and to the audience, please come out and tour one of our campuses to learn more about the high-quality education and the various programs that we offer, and meet our students, faculty, and staff to become part of CCAC's family.
Doc, thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
The issue that I've seen my whole life, and so has Patrick, and he's going to see it with his son, if they start looking at schools next year, whenever, and my son and my daughters, is there's this stigma to, oh, no, oh, you're at CCAC. That ain't true no more. It just isn't. It's just what he just went through. And the fact that we had two nurses on here, mother and daughter, they're now full-time nurses in Pittsburgh. Zero debt. Zero. That's insane. And the EV program, the first of its kind in the country. So you have a kid that's into tech. It's an unbelievable chance. And I swear by it, and I talk about it all the time because I'm a believer. Woman just sent me this note. Hold on, let me get to this. My daughter is full-time education student at Duquesne, needed one chemistry class. Check this out. She took it this summer at CCAC at a fraction of the cost. Boom! I'm telling you, folks, it's the real deal. Check it out. And we save tens of thousands of dollars by doing this. CCAC rocks. That's all I got to say.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
I'm with Rocco Florio of Air Pro Heating and Cooling, a trusted HVAC company that carries quality Bryant products and serves the entire Pittsburgh area. Rocco, what's up on prices for furnaces and air conditioning equipment?
Larry, it's best for people to purchase now, as equipment prices are going up in the coming months. AirPro takes pride in our prices. We are lower than the competition and provide financing options and long warranties.
Call AirPro Heating and Cooling today at 800-749-0642. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. Look, with Medicare, this is important stuff, and there's never one size fits all. That's the beauty of MediConnect. That's why I love the company. The folks at MediConnect, they'll sit down with you in your home or in the office, anywhere you wish, to answer Medicare questions and compare plans with your current situation. There is never, ever a fee for their services. And they got 70 different plans. Medicare made simple. MediConnect, 888-818-6334.
Viking, dedicated to creating travel experiences for the thinking person, with programs designed for cultural enrichment on board and on shore. Discover more at Viking.com.
5 games in 2 days. It's the second annual KDKA Kickoff Classic, live from the Wolverina, August 22nd and 23rd. Presented by Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union. Teams from Western and Eastern Pennsylvania make their way to the home of the Wolverines for a 2-day extravaganza of high school football. Get the full schedule at KDKARadio.com. It's powered by Bowser Chevrolet. High school football lives on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. No interest, 5 whole years. Restrictions apply. Call 412-545-6003. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Summer storms can spell disaster for your roof and more. At Home Genius Exteriors, we stop the damage before it starts. Call now during our summer savings event and get 50% off materials for your new roof. Plus, get no interest and no payments till 2027. Call Home Genius Exteriors at 855-UR-GENIUS to schedule your free roof and attic inspection. That's 855, the letter U, the letter R, Genius. Home Genius Exteriors, the genius choice in roofing. See website for details.
Man, I love this. It's Marty. Good paying jobs, not just any jobs, jobs that can support your family. Great benefits, opportunities for advancement. This is the Pennsylvania Laborers District Council, representing construction workers and public sector employees. Over 500,000 strong. I love them. Phil Amaris leads this great union. He's one of my boys. He's one of my favorite people on earth. I'm serious. Pennsylvania Laborers District Council. Check them out. laborpa.org. They're powerful. I'm telling you, I love them.
What is your next success story? At University of Maryland Global Campus, you can succeed again with more than 135 affordable online degrees and certificates to help you move your career forward. From cybersecurity and AI to healthcare and MBA, our programs help you build critical thinking, leadership, and communication skills that set you apart in today's job market. Apply now and save with no application fee through September 3rd. Visit umgc.edu to get started. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Air Canada flights remain grounded today over a flight attendant strike. The airline has hundreds of flights going in and out of the U.S. daily, so thousands of passengers have been affected by this walkout, despite a government order to end it. The airline has also pulled its financial guidance through year-end as workers continue fighting for higher pay. Stocks are lower today as investors keep an eye on a potential peace deal for Ukraine and look ahead to Jerome Powell's annual Fed speech in Wyoming. That's set for Friday and could give us more insight on future interest rate cuts. Movie fans could stream the Oscars on YouTube soon. Sources telling Bloomberg the Google-owned video site is looking into the possibility of acquiring the rights to the Academy Awards. It's aired on ABC for nearly 5 decades. And speaking of movies, Weapons scared up another win at the box office. The horror flick raked in another $25 million for its second weekend at #1. Disney's Freakier Friday came in second. Monica Ricks, Bloomberg Radio.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
My wife cried quite a bit yesterday. Yep. I think it's adorable. We moved both of our daughters into Pitt, which is, to me, is like we won the damn lottery. First of all, I love the campus. Yesterday was move-in day for the freshmen. It's kind of sort of tomorrow and the next day, but 90% of the parents were lined up yesterday. Thousands of cars in Oakland if you drove through. Thousands. I got to say a couple things. Man, Pitt police, man, they're just amazing. Organized, focused, courteous, professional. Unbelievable. Man, they don't have any attitude. They're motorcycle cops. And, you know, folks get all nervous around cops. Man, they were so cool. They were at all the garages. There were cops everywhere, securing the campus, making kids feel comfortable. Very cool. And it's hard, man. If you're not from Pittsburgh, Forbes and, oh, my gosh, Fifth Avenue. First of all, it's under construction because of the build out there at Presby, which is insanely beautiful, $1 billion UPMC build out. And then you have, it was the biggest freshman class ever. Pitt had 65,000 applications. It's crazy. And everyone's lined up because then you got to get carts and then you got to go into the dorms and there are 9 floors. Some of my daughters in a 9-story dorm. they got these kids everywhere. They were amazing. Whatever Pitt does, these kids they hire are fantastic. Fantastic. How they treat parents. And it's very stressful, man. Kind of bizarre. And I know we grew up with it. And I never had a college that had AC, but I went to school in like the 30s. It's been so long ago that I went to school in a covered wagon. And we had candles in the rooms. Abe Lincoln was one of my professors. But it's annoying, actually, that, and all these kids are dying. Man, there were some dads yesterday, man, sweating their asses off. I didn't mind it too much. I work out, and so when I work out, I open the garage doors, and I love the heat, so I'm kind of used to it, but most people aren't. It's kind of weird that in this day and age that they have dorms that still don't have AC, but they do. And I asked, of course I did, to put AC in a dorm is like $20 million. It's a lot of money. Here's the other thing that's annoying. And it's a numbers game, and Pitt should be proud they had 65,000 applications. It's insane that the interest in Pitt. The academic standards are really high. You need like 1350 on your boards to get in there now, which is really good. So my daughter was in a room that's supposed to be a double, and it's a triple. And they're small rooms, and that's a pain in the ass. Not disrespecting Pitt, but they all... Point Park, same thing, man. They put kids in a hotel downtown. Pitt put kids in a hotel. I told my daughter she had a roommate that was wonderful. She had a roommate that isn't so wonderful. The not-so-wonderful roommate was whining from the moment we met her about where her bed was, and she should have a room alone. But I told my daughter, who was crying over it, this is life. And life is about relationships. And life is about managing stress. And in the big picture of things, this is a small thing that'll teach you lessons in communication and teach you lessons in relationships and work it out. And they're still working it out. But my wife cried because now it's down to Vince at home. So Sophia, we moved her into her house in Oakland, really close to the campus, big old house, very nice, 3 stories, bunch of girls, I think 10 girls, on Saturday, so it was move-in weekend. An old Pitt house, but I got to be honest, it was clean. It was. It was not Animal House-esque. It wasn't gross, wasn't dangerous. Had AC, has a beautiful kitchen. And she's in there with girls from the sorority, Tri-Delts. And you want your kids happy. You just do. And my wife cried because both of the girls are now out of the house. However, as I said to Christine, and by the way, I get it that she's emotional. The truth is they're 15 minutes from our house. And to me, there's nothing better in life. I can't. I made a deal with my girls. If Daddy can drive to the school, Daddy will pay for the school. Daddy and Mommy. And that's what ended up happening. And they both love Pitt. And they both are kind of sort of together, and they're both excited as hell, and they're 15 minutes away. The only boy left in the house is Vince. My wife is concerned, and she should be, that Vince has the same sarcastic, pain-in-the-ass sense of humor that Daddy has. That would be me. My wife is afraid, and she should be. Last night, on the couch, she pulled that damn dog, Rosie, close to her, and she said, "It's just me and you, Rosie, the last 2 girls in the house. If I'm lying, I'm dying." I'm happy as hell. They're both at Pitt. Pitt's a wonderful school. Pitt had all these kids working, man. They had ice cream for parents. They had water for parents. They had soft drinks for parents. T-shirts, sweatshirts. Very, very cool the way Pitt managed 6,000 people in one day. It's a hell of a school and a hell of a campus. And I remember when my daughter last year, Sophia, had appendicitis, we took her right next door to Presby to have emergency surgery. And that's the convenience of it, too. But my wife still cried a lot. And I get it. because it's just her and me and Vince and the dog. 2 men, 2 women, face to face. Let the games begin in the Griffin house.
Every Tuesday morning at 7:20, listen for Inside Independence Health, a look at all things healthcare with the experts from Independence Health System. It's brought to you by Independence Health System. Expert care here.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Hi, it's Lynn Hayes Freeland. You know, 90th anniversaries are a big deal. That's why AARP is joining forces with Social Security to celebrate its 90th anniversary. So what does that mean to you? Well, there are going to be free events throughout the area where you can win some prizes, learn more about Social Security, and find out what AARP is doing to help you. So how do you get more information? It's real simple. Go to aarp.org/local.
Are you ready for retirement? Hi, this is Brian Quaranta, host of On the Money, heard every Saturday morning, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join me and your host, Rob Pratt, as we tackle the most important questions about retirement planning, financial strategies, and securing your future. From avoiding costly mistakes to maximizing your savings, we'll help you feel more confident about your financial journey. Tune in every Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. on KDKA Radio. Take the first step towards a worry-free retirement. That's On the Money, your retirement planning destination.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
Always talking about the Bowser experience, so here it is. You know, we're about to have 5 Bowser cars. So one of the leases is turning over, and so we want to buy the car. My man Dave at Bowser, my man Mark at Bowser, they're on the phone with us. They got us, I swear, they got us a deal that we could buy that car. And now that car is worth more to us than the street value out there if we just bought it off the streets, off a lot somewhere. It's that kind of dealership. I'm telling you, the Bowser folks work their tails off to make sure, as a consumer, you get the best deal, the best product. We had a car that was hit. They immediately gave us a replacement, immediately put the call in for the parts, and fixed a car that was hit in 10 days. Try that somewhere else. It's an experience like no other. The Bowser family makes you part of their family. Bowser, the only car we will ever have, a Bowser car.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Sunny and 77 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander. News brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick with their famous lifetime warranty on materials and labor. TrustPJ.com. There's an arrest in the threat that prompted Shaler area schools to postpone the start of classes until Wednesday. News Radio KDK's Paul Rasmussen has that story.
28-year-old Daniel White is in custody. Police paperwork says White threatened to kill 2 people Sunday at Crisis Resolve in Point Breeze and also said, "I am a murderer and I will kill everyone. I will shoot up schools, especially the ones with little white kids at Shaler Elementary." The Allegheny County Sheriff's Office says a deputy recognized White's name from his involvement with mental health court, knew White was due in the courthouse today, and arrested him there a short time later. White is facing 3 counts of terroristic threats. Shaler area classes were supposed to start tomorrow, but a letter from the superintendent said the threat was the reason the first day of classes is now Wednesday. Paul Rasmussen, News Radio, KDKA.
A 21-year-old Carnegie man is dead after a shooting last night in Washington County. It happened around 11:15 p.m. at a house in the 20 block of Walnut Street in Ellsworth Borough. The coroner's office says Elijah Johnson was shot inside a friend's home. Troopers from the Washington Barracks are leading the investigation. State police in Westmoreland County are searching for a man wanted in connection with a pipe bomb explosion last month in Salem Township. There's an arrest warrant for James Seaver, who is known to frequent wooded areas in the New Alexandria and Derry Township areas. He may be using an e-bike. Seaver is charged with attempted homicide following the alleged pipe bomb attack on his former landlord. They say Seaver had been evicted and placed an improvised explosive under the landlord's lawnmower. The blast damaged the lawnmower and a nearby RV, but the landlord was uninjured. Anyone who spots Seaver can call 911 or state police in the Kiski Valley Barracks. State Treasurer Stacey Garrity is starting her campaign for governor today to challenge incumbent Governor Josh Shapiro in 2026. On the Big K Morning Show, political analyst Lenny McAllister says many in the GOP feel like she's going to be the best candidate to go against Shapiro.
She has the bio, she has the state platform, and if she has a year runway, actually it'd be more like 15 months, to have a one-on-one, that's a completely different type of race than having to go through a very tumultuous primary season.
Garrity says she's challenging Shapiro because he has, in her words, failed the state on critical issues, including energy production, education, and job creation. Garrity also said the state's oil and gas resources are keys to Pennsylvania's economy. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 9 points, the NASDAQ down 43, the S&P 500 down 6. KDK Sports, Pirates host the Toronto Blue Jays tonight. First pitch at PNC Park, set for 6:40. The Steelers will wrap up the preseason schedule Thursday night on the road at Carolina. Kickoff is set for 7 o'clock. KDK Radio News Time is 1:03. Time to call Botkin Family Wealth Management, a local veteran-owned independent financial planning and investment firm. Right now, sunny and 77 degrees in Pittsburgh. Your AccuWeather forecast is next.
At Baths R Us, we believe home improvement is life improvement, and that starts with a team who brings your vision to life. Our installers aren't just skilled, they're experts.
This is who we are. This is what we do all day, every day.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement, or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, low to no monthly payments. Call 412-556-BATH to schedule your free estimate, or go to bathsrus.com, 412-556-2284. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. All the time I'm talking about auto accidents, big crashes, big wrecks. Call 1-800-GET-PHIL or 412-281-5005. Look, Phil DiLucente and Associates, they're in Pittsburgh. They give free, that's right, free consultations. Phil and Ken Nolan, his partner, handle auto cases. I've worked with them a lot. So call 1-800-GET-PHIL. Call Ken Nolan and Phil DiLucente now at 1-800-GET-PHIL today. They're the best, folks.
A fire, it can change everything in seconds. But Service Master of Greater Pittsburgh is ready 24/7 to help restore what matters most. From smoke damage to full rebuilds, their experts are trained, trusted, and ready to work with your insurance. Fire damage? Demand the yellow van and get back to normal faster.
Demand the yellow van. Call Service Master.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
It'll be humid with changeable skies for the rest of today. A thunderstorm or two. Watch for downpours and gusty winds with any thunderstorm. The high 78 to 82. A leftover thunderstorm in spots this evening. Partly to mostly cloudy, warm and muggy overnight, those 67. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Cooler days, shorter nights. Oh my gosh, is summer really coming to an end? It's just started, didn't it? This is Dr. Shufo from the Weight Loss and Wellness Center. This time is the best time to lose those excess pounds. Why? Because it's now. Give yourself this time to shed those pounds, feel and look better, fit into those clothes hidden in the closet and drawers, decrease or end those meds, move better, climb steps without being winded. Just call me at 1-800-900-THIN.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
That piece that Raz just produced. That's where we're at, man. With mental illness. That's right where we're at. Guy's mentally ill. Tries to kill everyone he can, bunch of kids. And he's headed into mental health court when they arrest him for threatening to kill those kids. That's where we're at. I'm going to track him Mark my words. Maybe 2 days he'll be out. Maybe 3. That's where we're at. It's scary as hell. And that's just the mental health issues that folks can't get help. I had this epiphany over the weekend about what the hell happened to us. The insults and the anger and the rage and this incident regarding this young girl. This guy beat the daylights out of her. We started our 10:30 hour with her. We spoke to her live at this Jason Aldean concert. Almost killed her. Serious concussion, broken jaw, busted teeth, wired for 5 weeks. She can't do anything but lay on the couch. And in the post of that video, folks went after her, blamed her, attacked her. I can't understand what's happened to us when we got so nasty. And honestly, the guy that I trust the most for spiritual focus, who wraps his arms around this because he sees this lunacy, is Pastor James Hogan. Good morning, Pastor. How are you?
I'm well, Marty. How are you?
I always go to you with this stuff because you have a great pragmatic approach to life and love. What is it about our culture that we take a girl that was nearly killed and turn her into a criminal, calling her a hooker, blaming her for this guy beating the hell out of her, almost killing her, turning on her as if she's the bad guy in this? And now the girl's scared to death. She's had her life threatened. She's afraid to be out there and has been destroyed on social media. What is it, brother? What's happened to us?
Yeah, sadly, Marty, all this stuff is a reflection of us.
Yeah.
I went to school. I got out of school in '86, and we would come home from school, and my friend's mom would have Jerry Springer on the television. And since then, if you look culturally, what we ingest, what entertains us, is horrible. And whether it's the politics we ingest or the cultural stuff we ingest, we dropped our standards so low starting in the 80s, and they've only gone lower since. And so give us social media where we can say whatever we want without being punched in the mouth for it.
It's true.
And you get this toxic mix of we think this is cool or funny or okay, and there's no consequences for it, especially on Twitter or X.
Yes.
People go on there and they have a name, I'm Dogman. Oh, I don't know who Dogman is, right? I can't, if he says something caustic about my wife, I can't find him and sit him down and talk to him about it. I don't know. And so it's kind of like road rage when people are behind the wheel in a 1.5-ton box. They feel I'm invincible and I can lash out in my anger. And all of it, I believe, goes back all the way to when I was in high school and we started saying it's okay for us to be entertained by the vulgar and the grotesque.
So example number 2. And I'm really close with him. We've done a lot of stuff together in terms of fundraising and making a difference in the community. He's a total believer. And we find greatness out there all the time. So Jerry Nasseri, NASCO Roofing, we go to this house in Penn Hills. And my man, it makes you cry how jacked up their house is from storms. Massive holes in the roof. So Jerry throws his crew on it. They put a free roof on that house. $20,000. Now again, 50,000 people commented, that's fine. But in that group of comments, there are jagoffs. How dare you put illegals on that roof to put that roof on? They're not illegals. but it is friggin' laughable. But Pastor, this is where we're at now. Turn this wonderful thing into Marty Griffin's hiring illegals to put roofs on houses. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
The hate.
Have these people ever seen what any roofer looks like at the end of summer? I mean, if you've been out in the sun and you're not my skin tone, being beat by the sun, everybody looks olive skin, dark skin.
Yeah, but my man, how do they get that from this? How the hell do they end up? Let me find some darkness in this. What the hell's happened to us, man? Why can't they just say, "Nice job, Jerry"?
I mean, Jerry is a hero, and I hate that he won't come on the air because he's worried about how people react to his accent. He's a superstar and a wonderful person. And Jerry, if you're listening, I encourage you, come on the air. Who cares what the bozos think? But I think that it's a common assumption for people to see a lot of Mexican guys working on a roof and say, "Oh, that guy's hiring illegals."
True.
One of my sisters is having her house redone, and she's as left as they come, and she says, "I think these guys might be illegal because none of them speak any English." But she doesn't care. Her thing is, they're doing my roof, and I just think, when I needed to tell them that I have to walk out to my car not to drop anything off the roof, I had to talk to the one guy that speaks English, and he had to tell them not to throw anything off the roof. But the whole, these guys are doing a charitable work, send ice and wrap them up and throw them out, is the assumptions that go there say more about the people making the assumptions than it says about Jerry's roofing crew.
But as a minister of God and a guy who's so pragmatic about God and family, what's the message you try to convey to get people past this bitterness, brother, and this anger?
We're blessed that Faith Bridge is multicultural, and it's good for us and great ministry wise, and it hurts us. We have people that come check out the church and it's not for me. It's too goofy. It's too much of a zoo there with too many different types of people and broken people and all that. But that's what we are. We're a hospital. We are a spiritual hospital. And so when somebody comes in and they've been through the ringer in life, we throw our arms around them and try to help them out. And part of that is building them up. But a lot of it for folks is relearning it. One of the biggest, spike the football moments for me was when two ladies were down at Burlington Coat Factory downtown, and some other lady gypped them in line, and the one lady was getting ready to pound this girl for hopping in line in front of them, because that's what they've always done.
Right.
And the other girl tapped her on the shoulder and said, "Hey, calm down. Don't you remember what Pastor said on Sunday about showing grace to people?" And so they decided not to beat this lady up and came and told me that. And that was that's a McKees Rock spike the foot moment, that you're changing the way people think. Now, if I was preaching in would I be able to spike the football moment? Probably not. But that's what we're trying to do is we want to introduce people to Jesus, but we want Jesus to change them. We don't want, the saying is, he loves you enough to meet you where you're at, but he loves you too much to leave you where you're at.
Hey, I need to ask you about something tragic, because I had Dr. Brophy on, who's an expert on drugs, talking about this drug, nitazene, 45 times more potent, whatever it is, than fentanyl, insanely dangerous. You've already had a loss from that, right?
Yeah, right behind the church. There's a tenement apartment behind our place. It's the front of the building for it is on Broadway, and I showed up the other day, and there were cop cars everywhere, and an ambulance right behind the door that I go into the church. And I stopped to one of the cops, and he said that a lady had overdosed in the bathroom of the apartment. And he said, we were assuming it was fentanyl or heroin. We hit her multiple times with Narcan, and it should have worked because, she had just OD'd. She was warm to the touch and had a faint heartbeat, but said the Narcan didn't touch it. He said it's this brand new thing that is like 50 times more powerful than fentanyl. And he said, we're terrified because if Narcan doesn't work, what do? We just collect up bodies. And yeah.
I don't know. Love you, man. Thank you, my man.
Yeah, love you. Have a great day.
Yeah. That's scary.
Listen to the Marty Griffin Show. on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Folds of Honor has been meeting Sacrifice with Hope since 2019 in Western Pennsylvania. It's their honor to empower people through education and the opportunities it creates. 41% of Folds of Honor scholarships are awarded to minorities, making recipient families as diverse as the country we call home. Folds of Honor has earned the Gold Star Platinum Seal as well as a 4 out of 4 stars ranking on Charity Navigator. You can become a Folds of Honor wingman today at westernpa.foldsofhonor.org. Please donate today. Spitzer Toyota of Monroeville is a proud supporter of Folds of Honor.
She has cancer, and she's battling that. She has had serious heart problems and breathing problems, and she's battling that. And she hasn't had a furnace that worked in 2 years. The folks at 2D Mechanical heard that and said, that ain't happening. We're getting that fixed. It's what makes 2D Mechanical great. They will go to Beth's home and fix her furniture or replace her furnace. 2D Mechanical, 412-771-4100, 412-771-4100.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi from 93.7 The Fan for the Power of Bowser. Your next adventure starts with the all-new redesigned Hyundai Palisade from Bowser Hyundai. Right now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event at Bowser Hyundai, get away with 0% APR for 60 months, plus no payments for 90 days on a 2025 Palisade. And don't forget, all new Hyundais come with Hyundai Assurance and are backed by America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Tax, title, and fees not included. Dealer doc fee of $477 applies. 36 months, 10,000 miles per year. $29.99 total due at signing. With credit approval and financing through HMFC. Offer ends August 31st.
Oh, that's the power of Bowser.
Bowser Hyundai, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
The best breakfast, the best French toast I've ever had in my life, and that's a long life. The thick-cut French toast, cinnamon bread, bananas, strawberries. Whoo! Oakmont Bakery. Unbelievable breakfast. Plus, the breakfast sandwiches are absolutely insanely good. Open 7 days, 6 a.m. Delicious.
The financial industry can be confusing. That's why our show, Expedition Retirement, has a new name. Join us for Fire Your Financial Advisor, Saturday night at 8 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Lacina Drapery and Blind Factory, the area's best and most trusted name in custom window treatments, custom draperies, blinds, shade, shutters, and more. Unmatched craftsmanship, factory direct pricing. Call 412-665-4900 or go to lacinadrapery.com.
So, an older woman in her 80s with cancer, it's a true story, reached out to me a week and a half ago. Poor thing, her roof is collapsing. I mean, literally collapsing. And she has a baby pool in the house to collect water. And NASCO Roofing is going to put a new roof on our house. It's that kind of company, man. It's that kind of service. It's that kind of commitment. NASCO Roofing. Labor. Fantastic. Pricing, fantastic. NASCO Roofing, 412-373-2000. 412-373-2000.
If you're turning 65 this year, review your Medicare Part C options now. You need to know the difference between Advantage plans versus supplement plans. Contact locally owned and operated Need Part C today for a free consultation. That's Need Part C. Beat the annual enrollment rush. NeedPartC.com.
Batone's Music Center in Greensburg is about personal service to their customers. Schedule a personal appointment with owner Tony Vatone and look at their huge selection. Tremendous savings on all Kawai Grands, uprights, hybrids, digital pianos. Huge selection of used pianos, including Yamaha, Kawai, Youngchang, and more. Visit Western Pennsylvania's longest continuously operating piano store. New pianos in stock. They offer delivery service, financing, trade-ins. Batone's Music Center, Route 30 minutes from the Turnpike. Call 724-837-0877.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I went to see my sister. She's in Montefiore. She's been there 10 days, Barb. She's battling pancreatic cancer, struggling like you wouldn't believe. But this is Saturday morning, early. There's a parking garage adjacent to the hospital. Like you pull in, if anyone's been to Montefiore, you pull in and there's a parking garage you pull into. Well, they had the whole thing blocked off, the whole garage. So I get irritated, as most people would. So we go to the street. True story. I'm with my son, Vince. We had just been to Sophia's house. We moved her, and then so we went to see Barb. It's irrelevant. I park on the street, and I don't see a meter anywhere. I just see a space, and maybe there's a meter. There must be a meter. It must be a block away. I don't know. I didn't see it. You know the Pittsburgh meters? The electronic crap. I parked. We came out an hour and a half later, $40 ticket. $40. You know, there's tickets I would pay, and there's tickets where I want to punch someone. That was a I want to punch someone ticket. But what you do is, you think, number one, it's so ignorant of the city. So now it's $40 for a parking ticket in the city. And I was there an hour and a half. And so someone must have come within the first 20 minutes. This is Saturday morning early for the city to get us. And this is way up on the hill, if you know where Montefiore is. Nowhere to pay that I could see. I probably missed it because I'm a jerk. And then you think, $20, no big deal. It's $40. And then if you don't pay it in 2 weeks, it goes to 78, and then it goes to like 100. It's just, you're sitting there wanting a better way, right? And you're grateful that you have perspective. And I told my son this because I dropped a couple F-bombs in front of my son, who's 15. And really told him, Vincent, not my plan to have you dropping F-bombs over parking tickets. And I actually told him, I said, my man, here's the thing. Big picture. Yes, I'm aggravated that the entire garage for anyone to park at UPMC Montefiore is shut down. The entire parking garage. And in the afternoons, they have valets, but if somebody comes there who's elderly in the morning and who's handicapped and is not mobile, they're on their own, man. Just saying. I said, but relative to what's happening with your Aunt Barb, this is nothing. And I have no right to be angry or frustrated. And what I hope that these kids learn, my kids, your kids, all of our kids, is perspective. Sophia and Chloe complaining about they didn't have this cleaning product or they forgot their hangers and making a scene. And to give them perspective, I would say, okay, but we're going to see your aunt who's dying from pancreatic cancer. So have some perspective on your friggin' hangers. Until you face that demon, that ugliness, that fear, everything becomes hyped. I can't park. I don't have my hangers. This girl wasn't nice to me. I don't like my new roommates. But when you put into perspective that I have a sister who I love more than life itself, who is fighting to live and has been in Montefiore now for 10 days and is losing her mind over it. And you have doctors and nurses kicking ass to try and keep her alive for as long as they can. I really don't care about a friggin' parking ticket. I don't care how bad the Pittsburgh Parking Authority sucks. I don't care. If a garage is full or the ramps are broken, I don't care. If the pasta isn't al dente. You know what I'm saying? I do. And one more thing I got to mention. We went to dinner on Saturday night. And I'll tell you why I mentioned this. Friday night. Because there's greatness in these restaurants in this town that aren't chain restaurants that are owned by families. Serafino's, Crafton, If you want a slice of Pittsburgh, I am not exaggerating this. If you want to feel like you're at your grandmother's or your mom's house and someone's cooking and Big Joe's behind the counter, who's the coolest guy ever. I had heard on ESPN the announcers all go there, and all the quarterbacks from Pitt go there. And so we ended up going there, Serafino's. It's like you're sitting at a table. It's like the waitresses are your aunts and your sisters. It's like the owner is your dad or your mother. He comes over to the table and asks you to try everything that they made for you homemade. It warmed my heart and gave me this feeling. I swear to God, I stopped the meal and I said to my kids, because everybody was there, this is what I love about this town. This is what I love about Pittsburgh. This restaurant represents the greatness of this town. And if you don't like that vibe, you're in the wrong place. There is a greatness to this town. Yeah, we're cranky. Yeah, we're grouchy. Yeah, some of it sucks. But there's a magnificence about the character and quality of the people of Pittsburgh that I've never seen anywhere in my life. And I lived in L.A., I lived in Dallas, I lived in New York, and I've seen it all twice. There ain't nothing like home. There's no place like home. And you tell Joe at Serafino's that Marty Griffin was talking about him on the radio because he's a hell of a man, and they do a hell of a job. If you get the chance, check it out.
Hi, this is Larry Richard letting you know that your next adventure starts with the 2025 Hyundai Santa Fe. Right now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event at Bowser Hyundai, get away with 0% APR for 60 months, plus no payments for 90 days on the 25 Santa Fe. And don't forget, all new Hyundais come with Hyundai Assurance and are backed by America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Tax, title, and fees not included. Dealer doc fee of $477 applies. 36 months, 10,000 miles per year, $2,999 total due at signing with credit approval and financing through HMFC. Offer ends August 31st. Now that's the power of Bowser.
Oh, that's the power of Bowser.
BowserHyundai.com. Bowser Hyundai, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
Do you know what went down at the Viper Room the night River Phoenix died? Are you aware of how Steve McQueen escaped death at the hands of the Manson family? But what about the real-life brutal murder that inspired David Lynch's Twin Peaks? These stories and more are told in the Hollywoodland podcast, where true crime and Tinseltown collide. Follow and listen to Hollywoodland wherever you get your podcasts.
From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Sunny and 78 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1:30. I'm Paul Alexander. President Trump meets with President Vladimir Zelensky at the White House today to discuss ending the war in Ukraine. Leaders from Britain, France, Germany, Italy, Finland, and EU and NATO also will be there. Political analyst Lenny McAllister explains why Zelensky is bringing that group of European leaders to the meeting.
I think those Europeans are coming here to back Zelensky to A, not have a repeat of what happened earlier this year, and B, to say, look, we're not just going to shove down Russian talking points down Zelensky's throat and the Ukrainian throat. We need something that's going to work for both sides.
The possibility of U.S. security guarantees is reportedly on the table following President Trump's summit with Russia's Vladimir Putin on Friday. Stacey Garrity wants to be the next governor of Pennsylvania. Garrity announced this morning she plans to take on Governor Josh Shapiro as he runs for the re-election in 2026. So why is she announcing so soon? Here's political analyst Lenny McAllister.
By her announcing sooner, this provides enough momentum for her to perhaps secure the funders, secure the donors, secure the social media time, secure the narrative in traditional media that would allow this to be a uncontested primary.
He says Garrity's one person that leaders in the Republican Party believe can beat Shapiro next fall. Pittsburgh Public School students return to the classroom on Monday. And for the 13th year in a row, the district held its annual backpack giveaway at Acrisure Stadium. As many as 4,000 families participated, getting a backpack, school supplies, and books, even a haircut. Chief of Staff Lamar Blackwell says It's all provided to the students for free.
Pittsburgh Public Schools is extremely intentional about making sure that all of our students have access to these offerings, have access to these things so that they're prepared to go back to school and just do their best and achieve on the highest level possible.
In addition to appearances by Steely McBeam and the Pirate Parrot, Odyssey radio stations KDKA Radio, 93.7 The Fan, and Whammo were all on site. The Allegheny County Health Department is announcing this year's first human case of West Nile virus. The person who tested positive lives in Plum Borough and started experiencing symptoms in mid-July. The health department has added additional surveillance in the Plum area, and they're investigating. Pittsburgh is on a list of 20 U.S. cities with the highest grocery costs. The Burgh ranks 9th on the list at visualcapitalist.com among cities feeling the pinch of food inflation more than others. Record meat prices are a reason food costs are up 3% compared to June of last year. The vegetable prices are rising as farmers struggle with labor shortages caused by deportations. On Wall Street, the Dow is up a point, the Nasdaq up 4, the S&P 500 is up 3. KDK Radio News Times 1:32. Our next update at 2 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander, the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Hey folks, Marty here, Voss TV and Appliance. You'll find the best prices and selection, name brand TVs and appliances. Third generation family business that's built on relationships, not commissions. From sales, installation at Voss, Rick, Matt, the entire Voss team are experts who know appliances and TVs inside and out. They won't leave you hanging after the sale. Visit Voss, South Hill Showroom, 412-650-VOSS, 412-650-VOSS. The best prices guaranteed.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. openphone.com/TRY.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
The rest of today will be humid with intervals of clouds and sun, a thunderstorm or two, any of which can produce downpours and damaging wind gusts, the high 78 to 82. A stray evening thunderstorm, partly to mostly cloudy and muggy overnight, those 67. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Tune in this Sunday morning at 8 for the Coons Cooking Hour with Rob Pratt and the Coons Market team as they discuss favorite potato dishes. It's the Coons Cooking Hour, presented by Coons Market, your hometown Pittsburgh grocer.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Zelensky at the White House right now with Trump. Let's pop in and listen for a few minutes. Actually, compelling stuff. Listen in, folks, live right now.
There was a statement that they would never allow Ukraine into NATO. So that was a statement that was made. But we haven't discussed any of that yet. We're going to be discussing it today. But we will give them very good protection, very good security. That's part of it. And the people that are waiting for us, they are, I think they're very like-minded. They want to help out all.
Thank you, President. Thank you, President Trump. Are you disappointed there's no ceasefire, The United States has already given hundreds of billions of dollars to this war effort in Ukraine.
Biden.
At best, it is a stalemate, and the killing continues. So, President Trump, how much more is the United States willing to give Ukraine? And President Zelensky, how much more do you want?
Oh.
Well, I'll start off just by saying we're not giving anything now. We're selling weapons. This is something before, I guess the number is well over $300 billion. That was under Joe Biden, a corrupt politician. not a smart man. Never was. By the way, go back 40 years. He was not a smart man 40 years ago either. But now he's in particular bad. This was done by a corrupt administration that shouldn't have been in. And frankly, if the right results of the election were given, if I were president, this war would have never taken place. And he would have been very happy because he would have liked to have seen. I mean, they went through hell. He went through hell. This war would have never happened. And the people that were killed, a couple of million people, a lot of people with soldiers and everything else, and the people that have been displaced and forced into other areas and other countries because of what's happened, none of that would have happened. And I'm just saying that he was a horrible president. Whether it was the borders or this, he was just a horrible, corrupt president.
Zelensky sitting right beside Trump hasn't said a word.
First of all, we have possibility now to buy weapons from the United States. We are thankful for this program and this opportunity. We are thankful for Europe. They pay for this. And through NATO program, for example, Pearl and etc., we have some programs where we can have some money to finance this. And this is a part, I think, it's not a part for the war and to defend us. It also will be a part for security guarantees, to strengthen our army, to rearm Ukrainian army. This is very, very important. And it depends how much money we need to rearm. For example, the question of air defense, we spoke about it with President Trump, and I'm happy that we have now bilateral decisions and we work on it with production, American production. Nobody in Europe has so many air defense like Patriots, for example. We need it very much, and this is also about defending.
I think the good news, we make the best military equipment in the world by far. You mentioned the Patriots. How good are they?
Systems.
We have systems, they're literally 100% foolproof. And it's really like shooting two bullets, two bullets hitting each other in the air in a space like this. The chance is 100%. It's 99 to 100%. So we sell the equipment to NATO. And NATO does what, I don't know what the arrangement is that you have with, but I know that they want you to have the equipment. And we're getting the best equipment in the world, but they pay us for the equipment. Under Biden, it was just crazy what was going on. I believe the number is over 300. I think it could be $350 billion worth of equipment and money and everything else. And we've made more progress in settling this war in the last 2 months than they made in 4 years. This should have been settled a long time ago, but it should have never happened. Yeah, please.
Real quickly, you pushed out on social media.
Brian, go first.
You pushed out on social media about doing away with mail-in ballots and potentially electronic voting machines. Can you expand on that and how important
Well, that's a very off-topic, just really quickly. Mail-in ballots are corrupt. Mail-in ballots, you can never have a real democracy with
trying to get to a point here.
And we, as a Republican Party, are going to do everything possible that we get rid of mail-in ballots. We're going to start with an executive order that's being written right now by the best lawyers in the country to end mail-in ballots because they're corrupt. And you know that we're the only country in the world, I believe, I may be wrong, but just about the only country in the world that uses them because of what's happened. Massive fraud all over the place. The other thing we want change are the machines. For
Zelensky just sitting
all
there
of the money
in
they
a
spend,
suit, by the
it's
way.
approximately 10 times more expensive than paper ballots. And paper ballots are very sophisticated with the watermark paper and everything else. We would get secure elections. We'd get much faster results. The machines, I mean, they say we're going to have the results in 2 weeks. With paper ballots, you have the results that night. Most people, but most people, many countries use paper ballots. It's the most secure form. So between paper ballots, very, very important, paper ballots, and I think maybe even more important, the mail-in voting. We're going to end mail-in voting. It's a fraud. If you have mail-in voting, even Jimmy Carter with his commission, they set it up. He said the one thing about mail-in voting,
oh, that's enough.
You will never.
That's enough. Thank you. It's annoying. The stream of consciousness stuff gets on my last friggin' nerve. He started out by talking about how he doesn't get enough credit for the wars he stopped. He said he stopped countless wars. He couldn't remember the names of them. Yeah, I'm on Trump about this stream of consciousness crap. We don't really know where he ends up with Zelensky. We don't really know where he ends up with Putin. We don't. Hopefully the talking leads to something substantive. Hopefully. Hopefully there's an end to this, because depending on your numbers, either 100,000 or 2 million people have died. 10 people dead would be too many. 2 people dead would be too many. And hopefully at some point there is a peaceful settlement to this war. The rhetoric gets old for all of us. The rhetoric that we embraced Putin, that he was on a red carpet, that they let him ride in Trump's limo. I don't care. I just don't care. I care about peace and the end of carnage. If Trump's salesmanship, and he's a salesman, gets us to a peaceful resolution, God bless America. If it doesn't, that's another conversation. I keep hearing the rhetoric that Trump said he would end it in 24 hours. He did say that. He said it 100 times. So what? Move on. Move on. Don't dig in and make this about Trump sucks. This has nothing to do with that. It's about America. It's about Ukraine. It's about peace on earth and peace there. It's just what you have to determine with Trump's rhetoric is what you find to be valuable in terms of helping America, helping our economy, helping the peace effort. Could you pop that in right now, please, Devin? It looks like he's talking to Zelensky. I'm messing. Our producer has been doing a thing. Trying to get to some point here of relevance.
What guarantees do you need from President Trump to be able to make a deal? Is it American troops, intelligence, equipment? What is it?
Everything. And really, it includes 2 parts. First, strong Ukrainian army. That's what I began to discuss with your colleagues. And it's a lot about weapon and people and training missions and intelligence. And second, we will discuss with our partners. It depends on the big countries, on the United States, on a lot of our friends.
And Mr. President, are you going to commit American troops to that NATO-like protection in order to get President Zelensky to a deal today?
Well, I don't know if you define it that way, but NATO-like, I mean, we have people waiting in another room right now. They're all here from Europe, biggest people in Europe, and they want to give protection. They feel very strongly about it, and we'll help them out with that. I think it's very important. I think it's very important to get the deal done.
You've been involved with the peacekeeping in Ukraine since your first day in the administration. What would you say to the Ukrainian people right now who are suffering under the Russian attacks and hoping that the American people will stand with them?
Well, I know Ukrainian people. I've known many over the years. They're great people. They're smart. They're energetic. They love their country. I mean, they love their country, and we want to get this war ended. That's all I can do. I love the Ukrainian people, but I love all people. I love the Russian people. I love them all. I want to get the war stopped. Very important.
Mr. President, was there any aspect of your discussion with Vladimir Putin that left you disappointed?
Look, we just spoke to, I was just telling the president, I just spoke to President Putin indirectly, and we're going to have a phone call right after these meetings today. And we may or may not have a trilat. If we don't have a trilat, then the fighting continues. And if we do, we have a good chance. I think if we have a trilat, there's a good chance of maybe ending it. But he's expecting my call when we're finished with this meeting. Thank you very much, everyone.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
And this is Larry Richert. Join us on the Big K Morning Show tomorrow, 5:30 until 10. It's back to school week. What you need to know before you head out the door.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
This Labor Day weekend, we're celebrating Bob's Discount Furniture's 200th store milestone with the entire Bob's family across the country. For more than 30 years, we've believed everyone deserves the home they love. That's why we brought our everyday low prices on furniture, mattresses, and more to over 200 locations from coast to coast and counting. Not to mention free treats for the whole family in our cafes. Celebrate Bob's Discount Furniture's 200 store milestone this Labor Day weekend.
Oh, my God. Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. No application fee if you apply by September 3rd. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time. The next time you're out to dinner with friends, you can order the shrimp cocktail for the table. And maybe you'll realize it only comes with 4 shrimp after you've already given away 3, but that one shrimp will be so good. And if you switch and save hundreds, you could get shrimp all the time. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shrimp. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Just don't do it. Just don't go another day climbing in and out of that unsafe, ugly bathtub. Today's the day to step into a gorgeous new shower from PJ Fitzpatrick. The jacuzzi shower system from PJ Fitzpatrick features a low entry threshold. Just walk right in. The jacuzzi shower is luxurious, affordable, and it installs in just 1 day. Plus, PJ will include a free shower seat and safety bars for all customers this month. Visit trustpj.com today for your free design consultation.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
While you sleep, there are people you've never met who are working hard to make your morning. People who get up at ungodly hours to make sure you get the information you want while you sleep. People who dedicate their lives to make yours better while you sleep. These people come together during the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richard, 5:30 to 10 in the morning, to make sure you have the best news, traffic, and weather to start your day. Wake up to your friends. Weekday mornings on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Get ready to go bananas at the Robindale Great American Banana Split Celebration, presented by Dole Foods and Giant Eagle Markets, August 23rd and 24th in downtown Latrobe. Enjoy live music on 2 stages, a climbing wall, and tons of activities. Savor delicious local foods and, of course, authentic banana splits. Special guests Punxsutawney Phil and the Pittsburgh Mobile Glass Blowing Unit Saturday afternoon. Gene the Werewolf headlines Saturday night on the Robindale stage. And prepare to be amazed by the Hawaiian Fire Show Sunday. For a full schedule and more activities, visit bananasplitfest.com.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and almost 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. And if you think this is just a cosmetic problem, think again. Varicose or spider veins, if left untreated, can lead to swollen or discolored legs, cramping, the inability to stand or walk, neuropathy, even worse, blood clots, which can travel to other parts of your body. But here's the good news. Advanced Medical Vein Treatment Centers offers plans that treat and cure the condition, not just cover up. Grab your phone, take down this number, and call 800-587-1248. That's 800-587-1248. When you call, you'll get free information. Free information on how you can live your life to the fullest again. Walk, exercise, sleep well. Your vein problems will not go away on their own, and in time can lead to major health issues. Call Advanced Medical Vein today for free information on fast and easy solutions that are covered by most insurance plans, Medicare included. Call 800-587-1248. That's 800-587-1248 today.
Hey, folks, Marty here. Oh, my, what a great time to get windows. It's so darn hot. Universal Windows Direct. Check this out. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free. No limit. No interest for 5 years. 5 whole years. Super Spacer Technology. Folks, it's a great company. 412-545 6003. Free in-home estimate. I'm telling you, folks, great company, great price, great technology. Universal Windows Direct. Ho, ho, ho. Monday night, baby. Prime rib Monday at Hot Sauce. Check it out. Dry rubbed, slow roasted, hand carved prime rib. My boy JK, the Oakmont Restaurant King, bringing it. Plus au jus, plus sauteed mushrooms as a topping, or caramelized onions, or blue cheese. Delicious. Shrimp scampi, scallops on the side, or crab cake. Oh, Monday night, Hofstadt's, Oakmont, prime rib. Go for it, brothers and sisters.
Over 65 and still on your employer's health insurance? Not sure what's best for you to do? Dina Schmidt and her team of professionals from One Health Benefits provide excellent advice on the best options for your needs. One Health Benefits has been providing people with customized health benefit choices for over 2 decades. You only know what you know, so let Dina and the One Health Benefits experts help you with what they know. Call One Health Benefits today, 724-799-8873. Learn more at onehealthbenefits.com.
And now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times. I'm managing editor Mike Larson. Predictive Oncology reported a loss of $2 million in the second quarter of 2025, but could net well above the loss through a recently inked share purchase agreement. Lawrenceville headquartered Predictive utilizes artificial intelligence to research oncological drug discovery. By utilizing public data sets, the company has developed a registry of previously abandoned or discontinued treatments that could be repurposed. The company recently entered into a share purchase agreement with the Yorkville Advisors, a smaller firm whose most notable backing is a recent support of Trump Media and Technology Group through an affiliate. Under the terms of the agreement, Yorkville is obligated to purchase up to $10 million in stock as Predictive sees fit, with caveats. Also, fast casual healthy eating chain Chicken Salad Chick is coming to the South Hills. The primarily southern chain first started in Alabama in the early 2000s and has expanded to over 280 franchise locations in over 20 different states. Its menu features salads and sandwiches and made-from-scratch chicken. The expansion to Pittsburgh is backed by Jacob and Sabrina Longley, the latter of whom is a general manager of a location in Florida. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to pittsburghbusinesstimes.com. I'm Mike Larson.
The 50,000-watt voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
It's interesting about going back to school. I hear all this stuff. When boys go back, they're just annoyed. Annoyed as hell. My son, tomorrow he's going back. He's annoyed. My daughters, you'd think it was Christmas. Oh, the crap they want to buy. Boys just want like a T-shirt and some tennis shoes. Women, whoo! No. My daughter's roommate at Pitt had at least 15 bags of clothes. And this is in a room for 2, but they put 3 in there because Pitt ran out of space. And she had pink golf clubs. It's bizarre. Guys, they throw up a poster, put their bong down, go to class. Oh, and boys, they don't want to go back to school, man. Girls can't wait. Oh, I just love study hall. I was the same way, and my son's the same way. There are very few young men that get jazzed. Dad, I can't wait for school. What's wrong with you, kid? My son likes swimming. He likes working out. We've ordered him to study because he's not into studying. It's the other thing. Why is it that girls are so much better at studying? Discipline. They set up a schedule. My son will do anything but study. Anything. Watch the wall crack. Watch mosquitoes mate on the back porch. Anything but studying. Not my daughters. It's study time, Dad. My son is like, to hell with going back to school. I'm like, yeah, man, I was the same way, son. My wife says, please be positive about school. Okay, dear. Vince, I love school. I liked playing football. I liked running track. I liked girls. I never liked school, ever. Middle school, grade school, high school, or college. In college, I liked happy hour. I liked an occasional bong hit. I liked beautiful girls. I liked working at newspapers and the television station, but I just never liked the academics. Those that do, good for you. Good luck, kids. Back at school.
The KDKA mobile news fleet is driven by Jim Shorkey Kia, North Huntington and Wexford. JimShorkeyKia.com.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s. And less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-